been a month. I tried my best to gather what the last session was. It was a lot of discussion and waiting around. Drew, do you know what the answer to the riddle was after all this time?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, last session, you guys had started with a Kelo in Sticky Watch, in which Sticky showed off all of her abilities as a plasmoid. She was gooping around and shooting out pseudopods and all this other stuff. And then the two of you had a question as to whether or not, while the rest of the party slept, whether or not therapy worked. And specifically whether or not the two of you believe that what Drell had done with Dr. Enrube was something that could work. Albeit neither of you have ever been to therapy and don't really know functionally how it works or how often you have to go. Just that Valx's mother had said, hey, we have a guy. He helps out a lot of people in the family. Go to him. The question then led to, is Sticky considered old? Even though she's only like a year out of the chamber, the tube, is that considered old for what she is? Or is she considered like a baby? Or is she considered like, what is her lifespan? And that's a very introspective question that you hadn't taken the time to consider. Whether or not you would just evaporate if you go into the elemental plane of fire, because you are technically a viscous liquid. Like, you are a goop, and there's a possibility that you could evaporate. And that's something you had to start questioning with Kelo in this watch. Ben had stayed up through the entire night. He was present for all 3 watches, because Ben had been struggling with and dealing with the final words of Yol before he went on his way about Ben being involved or things happening around Ben or because of Ben that he wasn't fully aware of. So Sticky asks Ben and Kelo about the sword that Ben's been wielding and what that sword did to the two of them when your arms were interlinked and how that's going to affect things. And neither of you really had answers because neither of you knew what particularly happened with that sword when it expanded and stretched and became what it is now. She asked if you guys are scared. And you weren't really sure how you felt because you don't know how malicious things truly are. And Ben was very inwardly thinking and not really able to formulate because he's so focused on his own thoughts. Kelo's arm was radiating a heat from the shadow that has stretched all the way up, this claw mark on his hand that is then fingers, tendrils wrapping up his arm, up his shoulder, almost burning. You guys asked Ben whether or not he was tired when you guys were going to go to bed, whether or not he would go to bed too, and he said that he wasn't tired and he was going to stay up. Jin, during his watch, what was supposed to be a solo watch but also included Ben, didn't include much conversation, and you spent a lot of the time looking through the monster manual that you were creating. Specifically, after the events of everything that went down with Yol and Yol leaving and everything that happened with Drell, you ended up ripping the page in your monster manual out that you had designed around Drell, the monster manual page, Jin. You ripped it out of your book and you tossed it into the fire, burning it away, having only been seen by you and Sticky, now that you felt this Drell-Yol problem has been resolved. Ben decided to seek through meditation answers. He went inward. Not only did he go inward, it's been a long campaign. We're 4 years deep into this and it's only been 91 episodes.
Last week.
Yeah, only been 91 sessions. But we also had a full year-long break, so in months at a time. But we're still going. Ben went into his mind palace, like basically his mind palace, where he went introspective, and he started to revert back or regress back into being the many that incorporate this husk, instead of the singular being of the benevolent one, of Ben, that you have come to become comfortable-ish with. You instead sought out the ideas, the theories, the thoughts of every individual mote of the fabrication that is swirling and spinning and chaotically moving around the inside of your consciousness. I'm trying to read my own notes from a month ago. Jin ends up looking over at you and seeing that your eyes are going fucking crazy. These little dots of light just start freaking out inside your skull, and you're not really super responsive. And there becomes this battle of reason inside your head, where one theory is combating another theory, is combating another theory, is combating another theory. And you spend the rest of this night in a catatonic state of trying to understand what you are and what the purpose of your existence is and how it's being used by a being that isn't you. And you spent that time trying to focus those ideas into one theory, and it kind of just all comes back down to the Lich and needing answers, and that they're answers you don't have. You ended up having to be shaken awake the next morning because you were so out of it. You guys decided to head off for the day and start moving towards that feeling that Jin's had this entire time of fiendish, otherworldly energy that is extending from what seems to be the center of the Deadwood. And as you guys move towards it, you end up finding a wide stretch of carved into the earth lava river. And around that lava river, in the ash and sand that lies below and around it, you guys saw a set of footprints going one way and back another. Deciding to take to the trees and keep yourselves as hidden as possible, you guys waited for whatever patrol would go by this area and who that patrol could be or what that patrol could be. In the middle of the night, you guys saw 4 individuals, all wearing different armors and garbs, but all wearing the same sort of like poncho cloak with a pin that looked like a burned or scorched feather holding it together, a dark, like sort of burgundy cloak that is a signifier of the followers of the Phoenix, or what you presume. Valxis for an hour went invisible, following them, listening in on their conversations. It was a lot of petty nonsense. What they're, how often they're going to have to do this patrol, when they're going to get promoted to something better, how hungry one of them was. Until you reached the end, or what could be considered the end of the lava river, where it started to form into a solid or go deeper under the earth and tunnel to where they turned around and came back, and you came back to the party. Eventually, you used that invisibility. You actually passed the party and saw them go all the way up to what was the headquarters of supposedly the headquarters of the Phoenix, which seems to be carved into the side of the base of the volcano. A stone structure that almost isn't, from a distance, you wouldn't even be able to tell it's there because it's built directly into the side of the volcano. You go back to the party, everyone sort of gathers together, and you guys decide that you're going to sort of stake out the entrance to the headquarters of the Phoenix. You guys wait until what seems like an opportune time. You spend a good day watching when patrols come and go and finding a dead point in which you guys feel comfortable going up to the door. And when you do so, you see this metallic door that has a large, like a phoenix skull, like a head. Not even a skull, a head, carved into the front of it with a beak that's opened, and inside are scorch marks. And written in text, and I'm going to retcon the extra S, just says, "Feed me bruise." Spelled B-R-U-I-S-E. You guys struggled for a while trying to figure out what this could mean. You tried putting Sticky's hand in. You tried putting... And there were multiple hands that went in and got burned by this door. You guys attempted to put bacon in, some bacon you had left over, and it got burned to a crisp. Before you guys decided, fuck this, Sticky, you're a goop, get under the door. Get in there and tell us what's on the other side. Figure out how this shit works. To which Sticky gooped under the door and came up the other side, only to see a scraggly, thin, human, glasses-wearing boy sitting at a desk with ascending stone sitting on top of it, carved out of stone. The desk, not the boy. Who noticed her, stood up, and questioned why she was there, whether or not she was part of the organization. And she failed to convince him that she was, because he was like, well, why didn't you just use the door the proper way if you're part of all this? I need to go report this. I need to go get someone to like escort you out of here because everyone's supposed to use the door and you didn't use the door. And you tried to fight him, and eventually you picked out the stone, pointed out the stone, and when he said that he used it to talk to one of his good friends, Demetrius, you said, well, you know Demetrius, and that you're going to go report to Demetrius, and that this boy's going to be in a lot of trouble. And he said, Demetrius isn't even allowed in here. He would have to use the door the right way if he wants to get in here. And he gave you to the count of 5 to get out. You got to 4, and then slinked back under the door, getting out to the other side and telling everyone what you saw on the inside. You hadn't even checked how the door mechanism worked from the inside. And eventually it was decided by the party, fuck this. We're going to give it a night. We're going to check to see how people are getting into this fucking building, because someone knows how to get in this building. Ben and Valxis are like, we're going to go invisible by the door. The next time a group comes up here, we're going to see how they enter this building, and then we'll figure it out from there. Because if that doesn't work, Valxis is like, I'm going to pass wall. I'm going to create a 5-foot long, 5-foot wide hole in this building, and we're going to walk right in. So you guys staked out for the night. Most of you in the trees, a good half mile to a mile away, keeping hidden. As Valxis and Ben on nat 20 stealth checks, very deftly and stealthily sat nearby the door, completely invisible, before that same group of 4 people that went patrolling the night before came back to the door, and one of them pulled out a handful of rubies and shoved them in the mouth. The mouth closed, the eyes glowed red, then orange, then yellow. Before it opened its mouth, they grabbed the rubies out, and the door opened. And we ended the session with you guys going up and meeting with the rest of the party back in the woods. So that's where we're going to pick up from.
You know what else the door could have said? Could have said, bury me.
It could have. I feel like you guys would have gotten an anagram from that a lot more.
So angsty.
Well, the feed me was also not part of the anagram.
Bury me.
So angsty.
As in Ruby me?
Yeah.
That would be the answer, is Ruby me?
It's like, get me up.
Hey, Ruby me, dog.
Ruby me, dog.
Ruby up.
Ruby me up, dog.
Anyways,
Ruby's up.
Valxis and Ben, you guys keeping your nat 20 stealth check and being completely invisible, make your way back to the group a good half a mile to a mile away in the woods where you guys are hiding. It is currently like dawn has passed. The sun is beyond the horizon and rising. It is lighter in the day. You guys don't know how secure you really feel right now, but daylight's here, and you guys did not sleep through the last night. So, what are we doing?
Out from behind a tree. Guys, we figured it out!
Holy shit.
What is it?
Rubies. It's they open the door with rubies.
Oh my fucking god.
I don't have a ruby.
Why?
You're joking.
But what does it mean it's rubies?
They
You
took
just put them
rubies
in.
and they stuck them in the mouth. Yeah.
And they don't burn because they're a stone.
But it said bruises.
Right. If you rearrange the letters in bruises, it types out rubies.
Why wouldn't they just put up
my
rubies
God.
above the door?
Well, because it's supposed to be a riddle. We're just idiots.
Jin's like, how come they didn't just put the answer to the riddle on the door?
That's fucking stupid. They're like a military base, and they need to put an answer and a
Well,
riddle.
they're supposed to be. Okay.
There's no riddle to where my village
can't
is.
read it.
It's just out in the fucking woods that I know
it was
how to
very
get
fuzzy,
to.
AJ. I could
don't
not
need
read
a-
that.
Right, and that means anybody could come in and attack you from
No,
anywhere.
because no one's done that
I
yet.
mean, no, unless you heard
Yeah.
rubies, which seem like really expensive.
Yeah.
There was a pretty big gap under the door. I feel like you could shapeshift in general.
I mean, I went under the door and there was a guy in there and he was really unhappy. I told
But was
him
there
that
a
I was
lever
going
to
to tell
open the
him to my
door?
dad, and he was like, whatever.
You threatened your dad on a
Hi,
mission?
Anna!
That's
Sorry.
I-
It was AJ's
I've
girlfriend in the
never
back.
heard of- I've never heard of anybody threatening to bring their father.
I said,
on
hi,
somebody.
Anna!
Is that what that was?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
walked by and handed him something, and I could tell between the fuzz of NVIDIA that it was her.
I thought you just made a noise.
No, I said, hi, Anna!
I thought you were just like, ah.
No, I was saying hi, and her name is Anna. I'm sorry that the syllables all blend together.
Huh?
It's how I'd say hi to Walrus's girlfriend, too. Hi, Anna!
Oh my god.
Anyways.
Oh.
So did you guys steal some rubies then?
I don't have any rubies.
Yeah, no. Not in my pockets.
Do
Was
we,
there a-
like, steal them?
Yeah, are we gonna jump these guys?
We could steal them, or we could. Well, was there a lever for you to open when you went under the door?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm just gonna ask another
didn't-
question. Have
you
you ever
didn't look.
broken into somewhere before?
Once or twice, maybe a few times. I can't recall.
But you
Don't
do it by
ask me
yourself, I'm
again.
guessing, right?
Okay.
Wait, now I kind of want to ask again. Does it get you a different answer?
Yeah, but I didn't look at the back of the door. I was too occupied by the fact that there was a guy yelling at me. And he said he
That's
was gonna arrest me. I
Yeah.
was just
No, that's-
looking.
Yeah, him in
I
what
was
army?
blind.
Okay. So we either steal rubies, or we do that thing where we blow a hole into the wall, but it's not blowing a hole. It's just like a doorway or whatever.
Gently
blowing
placing a
stuff up?
hole.
I don't
Placing a
know.
hole.
Placing a hole?
Gently.
How does
Yeah.
one place a hole gently?
With
Magic.
magic.
Or with love, you know, sometimes it's
I
I turned to Jin and I'm like, whoa. No, not the time.
right.
Group gave Sticky second sex talk.
Birds and the Bees 2, Electric Boogaloo.
God damn.
With well, magic is love
Electric
too.
consensual lovemaking. Yeah.
I think if we jump one, we gotta hide the body. But if we jump one, we get to take its uniform.
Well, if we jump one, there's an entire lava river that we can dump the body in.
Okay, whoa.
True.
Why are we?
Wait, I think we're getting a little far again.
Why are we killing them?
You know what's really crazy? Sorry to intervene as a DM. Cass, that's so funny because at the end of the last session you said, so how many bodies we dumping in the river? To like when you found out the answer to the riddle.
Yeah, that's true.
Cass is like, yeah, no, I'm all for it, actually.
I do not recall.
But the character is appalled.
I do not recall.
You absolutely said it just because I had to watch the last 30 minutes of the last session to like make sure I had everything for this one. And you very vehemently were like, so how many bodies are we pushing in the river?
Oh my god. Who is that person?
I don't know. It was
I've
you a month
never
ago.
met
Were you
this
doing
person in
okay?
my life.
I would never.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me that question again. I can't.
So,
I gotta go. Why are we killing them? Like, what do we need?
Okay,
to
these
Yeah,
are
I think we
bad
had a
people.
whole discussion about like maybe stopping like murdering.
Well, that's
And-
the.
Can we just
that
Being-
seems
stop
boring.
them?
Well, hold on. Okay, we talked about not being so
Senseless violence.
Yeah, this
So-
time
Okay, but
around,
this isn't
these
senseless.
guys are worshiping a god that are okay with kidnapping children and deeming their life redeemable, even though their life is their own life. They're forcing
I-
Well,
them into a
we
second.
we
chance.
don't
Okay,
know that.
We know
That's
that
not-
because
that's
how we
just-
all started.
That's just the little phoenix. The big phoenix wants to take over the material plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are pushing people into the river.
But I don't think that we should.
Okay. What's your solution?
Maybe we'll let them try
I think that
to
we should at least
negotiate.
try and talk to them first. Because maybe they just will be nice and they will
And-
hang out with us and
and
give us
they'll have-
rubies and tell us how to get in.
And have information that could help us so that we don't go
That's
jumping
it.
into a river of lava.
Well, unfortunately, they know what me, Valxis, and Ben look like, and Drell. Well, actually, not
Why?
Drell. He's changed. Because we've ran into the Phoenix and her group before, so they know what we
Oh,
look like.
shit.
That's kind of why we got the mask, too. But we haven't really been wearing them.
What if I go up and talk to them?
And then
Also,
you give the
Sticky, what
signal
form
if
are
it
you
goes
in?
wrong.
Sticky, I love the idea.
You're still
I
goop?
love the idea.
Are you goop in sticky shape, or are you just goop?
I'm goop in sticky shape, but
Okay.
I am goop.
I love the idea. However, you were not quite so successful talking to the man at the door.
yeah.
He took me by surprise. That's not fair. I
I-
went under the door and he was suddenly there. He scared me.
You do still have the sending stone. It is
What
in the
if
fanny
I
pack of
just-
holding. Drell has it. You guys chose not to respond to the guy during the last session when he was like, "Hey, so this girl came and said that she knew you, and like that she'd make you hate me and like beat me up, but like we're friends, right?" And then it was like, Valxis was like, "I can make myself sound like Demetrius. I could respond to this." Well, just ask him how we get in. No, but if Demetrius isn't supposed to know how to get in, and then you guys just ended up not responding to him, and he put it back in the fanny pack unanswered.
Yeah,
I
we
will
can
say.
we
I
can
will say
talk to him.
Oh my god, I can give you like this inspiration, and she'll fucking pull out Barty, and she'll just do a sick dragon force like solo.
You like hit the lower parts of the harp, and Barty just cracks his brass knuckles and starts on the top with you. It's just
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, Barty!
you hear him start
love
deeply
everyone's-
breathing. I don't even need air, but this is crazy.
7 minutes later,
yeah,
Bardic
brother.
inspiration.
I love everyone's want to be peaceful, but these guys are not like peaceful people either. They did beat up and capture Sheila, and they've taken Umrig and left his finger behind. And even when we run into them, it's just been a scrap.
Well,
I mean, regardless, all
I'm
these
going
encounters
to.
have been
I need
fights,
to ask
but-
you as the DM. Beat up Sheila is something you knew because she got in a fight the last time she was at the gate. Capture Sheila is not something anyone has any information on. They never said they captured Sheila. No one has said they captured Sheila. You just know that Sheila went back to the elemental plane of fire by herself despite orders.
Oh,
You
I
know
guess
she
so. I
was
guess
she
Jin
was
just is-
beat up when she
Damn
went
it,
to the
Sheila.
village because she had gone there already and was like, shit was fucking crazy. And then when you guys went back to Valxis's home, you were like, where the fuck is Sheila? And they said she disobeyed orders and went back to the elemental plane of fire by herself.
Oh, I mean, Jin's just assuming she's been captured because she hasn't come out yet.
Sure, okay. I'm just making sure that wasn't something I
No,
was like,
no,
I
no.
know I didn't tell
you're
you
good.
guys she was captured, so
No. you're
Well,
good.
we do know that nothing good is happening to her because of bamboozle.
Bamboozle could not do anything between planes.
No, but he could see her,
Not
kind
between
of,
planes.
or at least hear her.
No, we have no idea. We have
No one has
idea
any
what's
idea. Bamboozle's scrying was all on fucking secretary office desk guy.
No,
You
I thought
guys
he try
did.
to
You
scry
guys
that
did
plane.
use a sort of not divine intervention, something with a deity where you know that Umrig is currently tied up somewhere and had his finger fucking chopped off, and that's the finger you guys had. And
We
you
had
know
we
he's being tortured.
scryed. We
No,
scryed
I
on
think
him.
He
I'm
is
pretty
right
sure.
though, because I do remember there was a moment where he did try to scry on Sheila, and then he was just wincing in pain, like it was too hot.
Did you guys make him do it by himself?
No, that was with Jin there. Remember? He went with
You guys wouldn't have been
don't-
able to
I
go
genuinely don't
between.
remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you guys would have been able to go between the planes because he took Drell scrying to the secretary dude at the office with the desk.
Yeah,
okay,
he took
maybe I
me
understand, 'cause I
at
just
one
remember-
point, but I don't
He
remember.
took you to see
where.
your father, and you got emotional because you saw stuff that was on his desk. He's never been able to scry between
That's right.
planes.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I don't know what
I
I'm
do remember
remembering.
now.
'Cause I remember
You
he was
guys
trying to do
used
something, and it
a
was
not a
really
divine
awkward.
intervention. What's the spell that clerics can use where you can ask yes or no questions?
No
Oh,
idea.
I know what you're talking about.
Fucking whatever
yeah.
that was, you guys gathered that
it
Umrig was being fucking
seeming?
tortured. No,
No.
seeming disguises the entire party.
Disguises you.
Okay.
I think
Well, I don't know.
what
I
you're
just
remembering,
remember-
Hida, is that he like hit a wall of fire or something.
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember that.
he
Just
hit a
not-
wall of fire
Because
because
he
he
couldn't
couldn't
go between
scry
the
into
Oh,
the
okay,
elemental
that's
plane
what
of
I was
fire.
confused about.
So
Okay,
he like
thank you.
it like sent him out that way, and then he got blocked by the fact that there was just a wall of fire, aka
Okay.
can't go into another plane. So that's how
Gotcha.
you guys knew she's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just divination.
Divination. That's the
Okay.
spell? It's commune. Fucking
Commune.
commune. I don't know why I couldn't think of those. Divine intervention's a different thing. Commune. That's the spell.
There's too many fucking spells.
Yeah.
I
Commune's the one where you can ask 3 yes or no questions. I believe.
you.
And I
Feel it,
don't
whoa.
even think you guys used that because you guys don't have any fully fledged clerics. What are you guys laughing at? What did you do?
She took a picture of Val.
Oh.
Oh, is it me with my mouth open scared?
That's really funny.
That's too good. No, that's too good.
So well.
Hold on.
I think it's the same face he would have done when he was dead.
Oh, fuck, that's actually so funny. Oh.
The whistle.
That's good. I'm gonna turn that into an emote later.
Oh, you're welcome.
The emotes in this Discord are only gonna be of Cubs' face.
That's funny.
I use Cubby's face emotes like in random places, and people just like accept it. Just completely randomly.
That one was good.
Okay. Anyways. But yeah, so no one ever scried on her. There's no official... You can assume she's captured, but no official knowledge of her being captured. He did try to scry on her, but he ended up getting blocked by Wall of Fire, aka could not dimensionally scry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Wasn't sure.
So I
Good to
don't
know.
know if there's much talking left with them. I'll be honest. I mean, we could try.
We had those guys who came and attacked us in the camp, and there was that one guy who was so scared, and he did just said that he was desperate or something. So we
Yeah.
just don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I just think these are two totally different scenarios. This is like a group holding down. I mean, pretty much hiding inside the Deadwood, taking over what could be assumed the entrance to the, portal. Flint. The words escaping me, but I don't know.
The plane of
I mean,
fire.
Portal to the plane
Plane
of
of
fire.
fire. Thank you. Yeah. But I mean, there's also no harm in trying to just talk our way in, but we'd have to really.
Well, I mean, we don't have to talk our way in. We saw those people who were doing the patrol, right? Why don't we just talk to them?
And knock them out and take their clothes.
Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, we can do that as long as we don't kill them. And but I think that we should try say hello, maybe. I don't know, guys. I'm new to all of this. I don't know how this works.
What
Well-
did the person on the inside say? Did it
I
seem
mean,
like
he said a lot of,
Were there any
what
other
are you doing here?
requirements?
You shouldn't be here. And then he was like, you needed, I said I didn't know the password, which clearly now, looking back on it, I looked fucking stupid. Because there was no fucking password. It was a fucking ruby. But how was I supposed to know
I
when
know
the
a
fucking
rock
door
is a
said
password.
bruises on it? Dumb. And then
I'm with you. It is.
I just know that if Noah was here, Joe would be like, yeah.
It is dumb. And I bruised myself too on there. I stuck my hand in the fire.
Yeah,
My
I
skin was
stuck
all
my hand in
fucking
there
mush.
twice.
Dang, this fucking sucked. For rock.
My shit literally
Just-
hurts in the most
Fool me
times.
once.
Just
I'm just
for
gonna
good
say it.
measure.
I'm with Sticky. Fuck mages, man. Oh, the importance in rocks. And I'm just some fucking guy with a metal sword, and that's just I'm dumb too. They care about rocks.
Yeah, well, or stinker. But then he was like, okay, well, you need. He's like, well, unless you can go in through the door, you're not supposed to be in here, and I'm gonna have to call the policies on you, or whatever the heck it is that they have there. And I was like, no, please
then-
don't. And then I saw
then
the
that's our
standing
solution.
stone,
We
and I
just
was like,
have
my
to-
dad's gonna get mad at you. And he was like, even your dad's not allowed in here. I added on that spinning part. He didn't actually do that, but it was.
I was gonna say that's
It's
really
good
important
hyperbole.
part.
Good hyperbole.
Yeah. and
You
I
made me
was like,
believe this guy
"Oh."
wasn't a dweeb.
Oh, he kind of was. I mean,
know.
I think. But I don't know his life. But then he was like.
Okay.
I was like, okay, or maybe, and then I went under the door because he
Yeah.
started counting down to 5, and I was freaking out. It was really scary when he started counting, so I
Yeah.
left.
Well, we have the stone where he like made the call. Can one of us like impersonate your dad to tell him to kick rocks and let us in?
I mean,
I
but he said
mean-
that he's not even allowed in there. That's the only reason why I'm like, oh, maybe it's not such a good idea. But you know what? No, actually, no, let's do it. And we don't even have to worry about the door. Let's just tell him that he sucks because he was mean to me. You'd say with my
None of
dad's
us
voice and
have.
be like, hey, you were really mean to that little creature that came in under the door. I hope that you kick rocks with open-toed sandals, and I hope
Yeah.
that for the rest of their life, every time you walk past a door handle, your fucking belt loop gets caught in it.
Holy shit!
And
Wow.
fuck you.
What's a belt
And you
loop?
don't want to kill any of these guys.
Oh, don't act like there's
No,
no
I just-
belts
What the
in medieval
belt loop?
fantasy.
It's a belt loop. I look at. I look at my pants. There's like a fucking 6 of them. Really?
You guys can do that for
I've
fucking
never-
pizza. You can do that for calzones. Don't you fucking hit me with what's a belt loop as if that's some sort of modern technology hasn't
I keep
Never
my
worn a
dagger
belt in my
there.
life. I wore dresses.
But your belt
you
loop
don't know
has
what a belt
6? Mine
is.
has 7.
Girl,
You have 7?
When
You
you
have
strap
set-
your
why do
little
you have seven?
little Barnaby or Barnabas or whatever to yourself, what the hell are you strapping him? Strapping him to?
Bartholomew. His name is
using?
Barty. Come on, get it right.
Clutched in my butt cheeks.
I have
only
7
5
belt
on my
loops.
pants.
1,
I
2.
have
3 to
5 on my
6.
pants that I'm currently wearing.
You're a little guy.
I just feel like the other 3
Single
didn't
continuous
realize what
belt
she
loop
just
because I'm
said.
wearing shorts.
Did the 3 of you not just
We're
read
too
this
busy on belt
beat?
loops. We don't care.
She said she clenches Barty between her fucking butt cheeks.
Oh. Wow.
I just. Barney
You know
must
what?
be
I'll say,
really
guys.
happy.
We all seem really excited to go in. here.
You just like she's still holding him because she pulled him out to like do bardic
My
inspiration.
butt cheeks.
I am quite
What
I
you-
am quite happy with my situation. Yes.
You get
Oh my
you
God.
pinch Party between your ass.
The whole time you'll haven't noticed.
No, I'm
Is
not.
that why you
no,
walk funny?
listen,
Yeah.
The part of me that is on this side of the harp is not what's inside her. The other
Yeah,
end.
Barney's got my
Handle.
6.
Yeah, the handle.
Right. So
where
like
you would
if
grip.
so I
Yeah.
no I can like if I got to I can brace, and then also I can turn around and like see if someone's behind her as long as I can turn enough. And you see him try to turn and he can't get his head more than 90 degrees, so he can't see fully
Oh my
behind
God,
her.
Fucking hell.
Mary, we snuck up and were crouching.
Yeah,
That.
I mean it's taking some practice, but I'm really good at it now.
Wrong glutes.
She's rather talented.
Wow.
Oh fucking hell, man.
You snuck up and you walked without like a miss.
Yeah, where did you think I was pulling all my stuff from?
Your belt loop, your waistline, your backpack. I
Ain't
don't
nothing
know.
on my waist. What do you mean?
No, this makes
Oh.
sense because the armor that you got done is like very flesh-like. This,
What?
because I remember the picture she posted for Mary. It's
She's
very
wearing like a fucking cloudy trench coat.
Yeah.
What? No, I thought it was the. Hold
We
on,
haven't changed into, she hasn't changed into that because that's for the plane of fire.
Okay, I thought you were wearing that now.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like,
I think
holy
last session we
shit.
talked about how it was getting warmer, so if you wanted to switch into your warmer clothes, you could.
Yeah.
But you do still have mist,
Yeah.
which is your giant trench coat that
That's
doesn't
what
make
I'm
you
saying.
hotter.
If you were to look at the picture she posted, that is.
Is it, where is it so I can go look at it? And
It's
I'm
it's in
here.
characters.
Here.
You just scroll up a lot.
Look at this.
oh yeah, the vampire.
would be a
it's
crazy
the
bitch.
it's the Dracula armor. It's the Dracula armor. It's not flesh. It's Dracula.
Yeah.
God,
That would be a crazy bitch.
Right. It's grooved, so I have something to grab onto.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, all right, party. You don't talk much, but I'm starting to get to know you.
If you want to get to know me, you should see the things we've read about Vauxes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like what?
Well,
I'm
and
curious.
he
That's
like
the
he like
security
reaches his
estimate.
hand and he's trying to grab the tabloid that like is sitting in her fucking pocket.
Man.
My ass.
I make a mental note of that.
You know about the tabloid, you just haven't read it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to. I'll get it one day.
Okay. Let's
Oh my
lock
God,
in.
brother.
Are
We're
we keeping
excited
it
for
canonical
this.
that Mary holds her fucking instrument in between her ass cheeks?
Please no, please, I couldn't cope. I actually couldn't fucking
I would
cope.
think
No,
it's
she's got no. She's it's a there's a chest strap.
I mean, honestly,
goes
all she would have to
across.
do is like get
Oh,
a fucking
fucking
hook and
honest
hook
to
it
God.
onto the side of her pants without having to have like
Yeah.
tie it like a
Because-
belt loop, you know?
It's like one of those guitar straps where you can just swing your guitar around.
Also,
It's just
people wear
across.
like people wear like fucking like holsters and straps and shit that don't utilize loops. They just hang off the side of your body based on the
Yeah.
tightness of the strap itself. You know, there's not always a belt loop, but you know.
I mean, like a holster is
Anyways.
pretty much just like a thing you let rest in
Oh,
leather. Like it's
Yes.
Nice.
Anyways.
Holy
Anyways,
fuck, brother.
We're excited for
it
this.
seemed like if we just had rubies, we can get in and they'd let
Now,
us in.
I need you guys to be. I mean, if I have to go DM him, I'll go DM him. But I swear to God, I know he used one for a test of his spell that can locate things. You guys had all of Aphilion's belongings. Did anyone reach out to Austin and get the belongings from him when you took the belongings?
No.
Would you have his
No.
character sheet?
Yeah, but I
What
think
you
he
mean?
wrote
I
down
can-
little things without them being in his character sheet.
I could just DM him right now.
No, I'll go check it. Let me check his character sheet before you bother him. I did DM him the other day because they added Circle of the Stars to Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, "Did you make Aphelion? Because you should have made
He did.
Aphelion." And he
He
did. make
told me he
Aphelion.
did. He did, and he says it's fucking tearing ass. in
And
that
he did
game.
one. He did one level of sorcerer so he could have the dragon eyes.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
Okay, in his inventory. Who wants to write down all of the things he had?
I'll do it. I'll do it
Okay.
right now.
Sure.
He had Umrig's finger. He had
Okay.
3
That's
jars
where
of
it is.
spiders.
Okay.
Every time you say K, am I assuming you're on to the next thing?
Yep.
Drell's
Yeah.
wanted poster.
Got it.
A fork from Kaizo's manor.
Okay.
A little paper windmill.
Okay.
A children's book of the ruins of Roost.
Got it.
A chunk of worm.
Okay.
Potion of fire resistance.
Is he
Got
a
it.
hoarder?
Potion of clairvoyance.
Look, it's clairvoyance.
Okay, I found it.
Psychic
I
sort
found
of.
it.
Well, here's the thing. In his
Got it.
inventory that I have in front of me, he doesn't have any gems whatsoever, which I don't think is correct, which is why I think he was writing stuff down in a different thing.
He has a notebook at
in
home,
In
that's
our
why.
in our general was everything that you've told us already, because Noah wrote it out and put it in the general chat.
Okay.
I just
Oh, that's right, because that's where we pulled our potions
I
with
have-
fire.
Because
I
this
have
even
the potion
shows
of-
him as
because I have
having
the
no
potion of
money whatsoever,
clairvoyance.
so I presume he didn't add some of these things to his actual inventory because it does not make sense for him to have had 0 gems entirely. Like, this doesn't even include diamonds. And you
Yeah.
know that he was the
He would've
Revivify
had
guy. He
diamonds.
would have had
Yeah,
diamonds.
Yeah, he was
so,
gonna
like,
have diamonds.
you guys might
Yeah.
want to ask Aaron. You might want to ask him at some point, even if not
I
right
DM'd
now,
him.
just to see if he had other stuff. Also,
I'd
with
DM
Cubs
him.
getting this new job and us having to change days, we might find a way to be able to bring him back. Because his
He told
problem was
me.
Sundays.
Yeah. A lot of things changed for him too, so he's becoming a lot more free. He's
Yeah.
been getting a lot of good news.
And I'm trying to get, I want to try to get the boy back, get the team back together. I can't just let Aphelion get taken by shadow demons and not have it mean something.
Would some say getting the band back together?
I don't see. This could be so many different references. My brain went to Phineas and Ferb.
AJ just left.
Yes.
No, it's a song, but it's also a banger book.
I was thinking Phineas and Ferb in that one episode in which he makes all of the fucking old ass men.
We're getting the band back together.
There we go.
I forgot about that too. All right, I have it all written down, but I don't.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, unless you just if he responds saying he had some sort of gems, because you guys do have
Okay.
all of his belongings. Either way,
Do we want to try and steal some rubies, or do we want to place a hole in the wall?
I think we should try and steal some
Okay.
without whoever we're stealing from obviously knowing that it was us, so that we can
can't
get
kill
in.
him.
Well,
Sticky.
I mean, if they try to kill us,
I mean,
can't
yeah,
is such
I
a
mean, look,
strong word.
Okay, how about
Yeah.
this? It's
non-lethal
beneficial
force.
Not to kill them right away.
Yeah.
If they try anything, hey, shit happens. But if we have dead bodies laying around, it's really hard to like, you know what I mean? Like,
There's a river of lava.
I'm just saying, people like we just send out a small group, maybe 2 or 3. Like we'll keep the rest of us back, but like we'll ambush them.
okay,
Keep you invisible. Keep people invisible. People who are good with sleight of hand. All of that nonsense. Like it seems like Vauxus, did they seem to have the rubies in any special bag or?
He just like pulled them out of his pocket, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And then
You both
just
were standing
placed them
there,
in the door.
Ben. You guys both would have been looking, and he literally was just like one of the guys just like pulled a handful of them out of his pocket.
okay.
Small
Do you guys
ones.
think it's worth then? Do you guys think it's worth then? We send the group of us to the door, right? We go earlier this time, like at the dead hours. The other people who are gonna steal the ruby go invisible into whatever sleeping area they have, and then try to snag it from there while they're sleeping. Open it up, and then we're going. Or do you want to do it like we send out a small squad, intercept one
You're
of those guys
saying
on patrol?
steal, like find where they're sleeping outside of?
Yeah, or wherever
don't
they
think
are.
they
in the
are.
base, right?
I think they're.
I think so.
Well, you're saying we break into the base,
Yep.
find where they're sleeping to steal rubies, then get out of the base, then to go back into the base the right way so they think we're supposed to be there.
No,
I think
I'm
it's
saying
maybe a
first-
little too complicated.
I'm saying we go to the door, right, which is inside the base, right, and then
The door is the
group
entrance
split.
to the base.
Okay. Then wait, where are they sleeping? Then I'm confused now. Are
He's
they
saying,
outside.
okay, okay. There is a structure. The structure is like carved into the side of the mountain. Think like a building. If the building
Yeah.
was like pushed into the volcano, right? And there's a
Got it.
door
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
enter the building. This is not
That's
like
where
a
everyone is staying.
singular
I thought-
room building.
gotcha.
That's where people are coming in and out of. That's where you're assuming they also sleep.
Okay, that's my theater of mind was that like that is entirely separate, and then they sleep.
No, you guys have not
Got it.
seen another
Gotcha.
structure. You also don't know how
Gotcha,
big
gotcha,
this thing is on the inside. Sticky's only seen like this front office.
Okay, then we got to hit them on patrol. I didn't realize that.
I mean, do you think that possibly we could, like, there's still this small group, maybe we don't go invisible, but
Yeah.
those of us who are good at deceiving people, we can pretend to be a part of this base. Say that we're new, maybe. We just left, but we forgot to take rubies with us, and we're trying to get back. And so we were just at the door, and we've been walking back along the trail until we found another group to ask to borrow some rubies.
I don't see why that wouldn't work.
And then if they give it to us, then we just say, okay, well,
I mean, yeah, that sounds sound to me. I mean, this is like a religion, right? A lot of people join this kind of ideology, so they would probably be making their way up here if they're amongst.
but see,
I have
there's a fault in this
seen it.
plan, and it's why wouldn't we follow them back to the door? Maybe then we go invisible and we slip away.
No. 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 I have seeming, which makes us look, which means I can make us look however we want to look.
It's disguise self, but for an entire party for 8 hours.
For 8 hours.
Okay. Perfect.
So I feel like it's just better that we just fucking knock them out,
Take care of them.
steal their gems, and then we seeming go to the door, act like we're a part of this place, and then we stay as a group and we only let a couple people talk so that we don't get found out.
I mean, can we knock them out and like? I worry with them arriving to the base and then them alerting them while we're
Yeah,
still
we'd be trapped inside.
trying to get information. You know, so we would have to tie them up and maybe we can knock them out without them ever seeing us. Like I can darkness them, but then you guys couldn't.
I broke B. I'm
couldn't
so
see-
sorry.
Which is why we should just dispose of them.
But we're trying to be.
You know
better.
where
We're
I
trying to be
will
better.
agree. I'm trying to be better for Sticky.
I'm so sorry, B.
What?
She had sent me the picture of you and what's his face? Right
William Dafoe.
underneath, Willem Dafoe, right underneath the Abigail calling you a Prev thing. So I said, I opened my phone and it opened to the DM with B because I don't want to change Discord on my computer. And the first thing I see is you and Willem Dafoe looking up at a portrait of naked Abigail being like, what the fuck are you doing here, you Prev? And I just hit B, look up at Cubs. And she was like, huh? And then she looked at it and she said them at completely separate times. I don't think she realized that they went side by
Classic
side.
Cubs.
So all I did was open my phone and go, oh no.
Classic.
Oh,
Classic
man.
Cubs.
Sorry, B. I'm sorry for interrupting the conversation. I feel really bad, but I broke B and she was not gonna. You guys started talking about Sticky and I went, I have to interrupt because she's not gonna be able to think.
So Ben, you're more concerned that they may see us, right?
I'm just worried about them
Waking up and then alerting.
waking up and going back
Yeah.
to the base and identifying us.
Yeah.
So if we could tie them up really well,
Does
so
anyone
like at
have
least
anything that
maybe
can
a
like?
day they wouldn't be able to get out.
Is anyone able to like kind of like encourage them to do something? Right. Let's say that we capture them, we rob them, and then someone convinces them to walk like 4 fucking miles. 5 fucking miles, like a far away distance. Is that like something we could do, or is it really just we gotta fucking knock these guys' time up and hope they don't wake up?
Just make sure they never wake up. But you know. All right. Counter offer. We kill all but one of them.
Ugh.
And then we ask that one a bunch of questions, and then we kill him.
So you
Okay.
get a cleric who has Speak with Dead. You kill all of them and cast it 4 times and get different answers at a time.
Okay, but we don't have a
Well, we
cleric, so it
can.
doesn't work.
I guess go get one. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
normally-
he is starting to multi-class, I believe.
Yes.
But you can't speak with dead with someone you've killed.
That's true.
Well, he's not. Doesn't have to be the one to kill them. He go, guy, I'll stay in the woods, guys. You kill him, and then I'll come by later.
I will say this. Most of the time, leading up to this trip, I was down for the bloodbath. But if we can't even get into the elemental plane of fire through here, right? They're just going to warn her ahead of time, and it's going to be really fucking difficult. So this is one of those times where not killing them is kind of worth it, and we do have to sneak through. Or we fully dispose of their body. But people are going to fucking know when people start not coming back for watches and shit.
Also, for
But
sake of
also-
mechanics, I'm taking this from Baldur's Gate 3. If you disguise self and then cast Speak with Dead, the body cannot tell that you're the person that killed them. We're keeping that logic.
Okay.
Nice.
That's funny. I mean, that's just my thinking with this. If we're talking like a strategic idea,
Kelo,
killing
what do
would be
you
easy,
think?
But it will be tough.
I don't know. We kind of killed a whole town, so what's the difference?
That's true. You
All
guys
right,
did blow an
what?
entire
Kill 'em
cult to
then.
smithereens
We did
Let's
blow a
just
couple
get 'em.
smithereens, yeah.
with Sticky's explosives.
What's the difference between a fucking whole town and then like?
Wait, what are you
a few
talking
people?
about? I wasn't there for that. What the
Mary
hell?
wasn't there for that.
What are you talking about?
So do you know?
Is that why is that why Sticky is so uncomfortable?
Well, we didn't kill all of them. There was a giant worm that erupted from the ground and killed a lot.
Okay.
I
Of
just
people.
thought that we were killing the worm.
No, the explosions blew up the.
I mean, I
Let's
knew
not
that we
get
were
into
going to be
that.
like blowing them up, and they were like bad people, like really bad people. But like, it's never really occurred to me that like they're actually dead.
That you set a
Until, like,
series of massive
right now.
explosions to take out an entire group of an entire cult of people in the Underdark.
That didn't.
People
I don't
don't
even think
actually
you.
ever
I don't even
really
think you
die.
knew.
That
I don't think
didn't occur
Sticky
to you?
knew. I don't think Sticky knew about the worm. I don't think anyone knew about the worm until after it popped out.
Yeah, none of us knew about it.
Yeah, they definitely like knowingly
we
took
collapsed-
bombs to
Yeah,
collapse
you
the
don't know
tunnel
how
to
many. I
trap
mean, you
them
just
all.
didn't see the bodies. You just committed the
Yeah.
war crime without seeing the effect of it.
Yeah.
Except for the Earth imploding.
really die, Sticky.
Okay.
Like,
Well, let's ground
souls
ourselves,
go to a
Sticky.
place and-
Yeah, we'll just focus on the mission ahead of us.
Oh my god, guys! I left for
You were gone for like 2 months.
I left for 2 months.
Yeah, and we destroyed an entire town.
Hey, Sticky,
That's
can you make
insane.
a let's go with a wisdom saving throw.
So
I just traumatized her so hard that she
Oh, yeah.
did.
like,
you
Oh
did.
yeah. Sanity check right here.
Oh yeah, that's what this is.
Look, on the bright side, it was probably the rocks that
A
killed them, not
9,
the explosions.
You are struggling to come to terms with the fact that the more you think
I didn't
about it,
actually
and the
say that.
more people you know were down there that are also probably dead now, all because of the explosives you made, and then set off with glee.
Right. So
But they were bad. They
basically what
kidnapped you,
happened
right? No,
is
but you're struggling.
we-
Yeah,
with
they
it.
were just husks of what they were formerly.
Yeah. So the city of
In a better
Joheim
place
was
now.
taken over by the
I'm just
cult of
gonna
Baraxis.
Very
And I
slowly
just go to I
slap
just
some
I
things
just
to the
explain
floor.
I explained to Mary in great detail what we did in Joheim, not even like noticing what's happening to Sticky.
Yep.
Just like going into great detail.
Yeah, Mary, you now have all the details that Marador would have had about everything that happened in Joheim.
Oh
And so
my
that's what happened to
God.
Joheim.
Those things
Yeah.
sound terrifying. I would also have blown them up.
I killed a giant person by myself.
What?
That's right.
A giant?
yeah.
You
It
get
was awesome.
Whoa.
By
That's so
myself. Everyone ran
crazy.
through and,
Sticky
yeah.
dealing with existential crisis just slowly loses the sticky form and goes into blob.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty badass. The explosions that Sticky made. Sticky?
She's not handling this well. Was she not aware of what was down there?
No, she was a prisoner. We found
They were
her
mean to her.
in the prison.
were-
It sounds like they were awful to
yeah.
her.
They are.
They were mean to you.
You were
Sticky with
cheating.
that 9
You
wisdom
said
save,
she
you're
was
thinking
chained in
back
a
as
room.
they're trying to bring you to reason. You think back. I mean,
They
they
chained
kept
her
you
in
in
a
a
room.
room, but they were giving you anything you wanted. You were making weapons for them. You were able to experiment with things. It was kind of fun.
You were chained to the floor. It was like, what life is that? That's no fun.
In the dark.
Well, let's not make it this whole.
The more they
thing about
rationalize
fun
it,
or
Sticky,
not
you're like,
fun.
yeah, I was chained to the
Yeah.
floor, but also you guys know I'm goop now. I could have just gooped my way out of it if I really wanted to leave.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that.
Nope.
Wait,
Oh,
you
okay.
could have just gooped through the doors then and
Yeah,
just
I
left.
did it once or twice to go steal some extra snacks when I was really hungry.
Let's just focus on this, guys. Sheila could be
Okay, yeah,
captured.
yeah.
He
You
can't
guys
goop
remember
either.
your meeting with Sticky for the first time? She wasn't upset to be down there. She like kept trying to make friends with the dudes who came to check on her, who were
Yeah.
guarding her
I
room.
was
She kept
just
trying to
be their
experiment with them.
friend.
She was like, yeah,
never
I mean,
tried
these
to
guys
be-
took me in. They wanted me to like do something for them. It was kind of cool. You know, like she was so
Well,
naive
they captured
and
a whole bunch of other people, and they were really mean to them. And then they were like, "Oh, give us a reason why we shouldn't kill you." And I was like, "Oh, I'm good at making stuff." And then they put me in their room, and I was like, "Okay." But they
also
gave me all the
everyone
stuff
make a
that they were
perception check for me.
eating.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
gonna kill you.
We've been yapping for a while.
Perception.
Yes, perception from everyone.
Damn. Oh, thank God.
Booyah!
Barty on the backside.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sticky, I'm gonna say with your existential crisis, you won't notice anything no matter what.
Great.
Just need Kelo.
I did it. Oh, I don't have the stupid extension. I got a 8.
An 8? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mary,
my God.
you take in all of the information about Yolheim, and then
Yeah.
you immediately rationalize, like, yeah, it was a fucking cult, but also, well, I mean, I guess these are a cult. But you guys were fighting like crazy monster things, so I guess it's fine. Whatever. And then you're more worried about Sticky, and you swear you heard like a branch break or something, but the more you look around, you don't see anything.
guys, shut up. I think there's something here.
You all
I
go
just heard
quiet,
something.
keeping that 22 perception. It's like every direction you look, something just barely, a snap of a finger moves out of your line of sight. And
What the-
no one else can see anything. And you're like, you may be going crazy. Maybe it's because you haven't slept
It's like a
yet.
mosquito.
Yeah, you're like, maybe it's because I haven't slept yet. Like, I don't.
Oh my God.
You feel like someone's watching you. Not multiple people. You don't even know if it's people or a person, but something. You don't even know intent.
Guys,
There's something here.
You ever just like feel eyes on you? You feel
Yes.
it. Okay,
Ugh,
I'm
all
feeling
the
that right now.
time.
I'm feeling that right now, and I can't pinpoint it.
Do you feel like
There's
there's one or
something-
there's multiple?
I can't tell. It's
I
like
would
the
like to
mosquito that flies out of your vision.
Oh, Corey?
Hmm?
We're at second level.
Detect thoughts.
Yes.
What's the range?
Up. Nope, I just didn't post.
It posted it?
It posted
Oh, there it
twice.
is.
Woo!
Oh, that. Okay. 30. So read the thoughts of certain creatures. Focus your mind on one creature you can see. I know it can determine.
You can search for thoughts within 30 feet of me. The spell
yeah.
can penetrate barriers.
30 feet.
Yeah.
You, so not rolling a wisdom save yet because you're not digging deeper, you're just trying to locate. There are thoughts of an intelligent creature within 30 feet of you, but every time you start to like focus in on the direction you're detecting the thoughts, in a flash it moves to another point.
Jin will take a swig from his flask, and I will have celerity.
Okay.
Right now.
There's something moving fast around us. I can sense its thoughts.
I can't see it.
Just one thing.
It's
Ooh, Corey.
And I think under that vein, no, you can read the thoughts of one that you can see, but because you haven't been able to see him, you just know that see it, him, her, whatever. Because you know there's a creature there, you can detect that there's a thought like having creature within 30 feet. You have not been able to catch
Yeah.
sight of it, so you can't even get the surface thoughts to be able to dig deeper.
Yep, that's all I wanted to do.
Okay. What's up?
Can I use this magic awareness thing that I have?
Ooh.
For the first time, I believe.
Is it danger sense?
So no, it's magic awareness. It's slightly different. Hold on.
Okay.
You take a moment and focus in, and the rest of you see a flash of purple from the mark that is coiled around Kelo's arm before he opens his eyes, and his eyes are flashed that same purple. And
Whoa.
Kelo, moving extremely fast, you're able to quickly catch, like, something is moving out of lines of sight over and over and over and over again. But there is something out there that does have magic involved in the way that it is currently functioning.
I can't keep my eyes on it. I don't know what it is.
And you gather that whatever is magical around it is illusion magic, because your magical awareness acts kind of like detect magic by default.
So it wouldn't be a scry.
You guys wouldn't be able to, unless you had see invisibility up, you wouldn't be able to notice a scry of any capacity.
Mm.
Because scry manifests as an invisible orb, and if you have see invisibility active, you'd be able to see it.
I see.
Is it? Oh, is it like one of those eyeballs that was watching us when we fought the worms at Yolheim? I mentioned that, and I mentioned that. Is it like to like Kelo? So was it like? Can he tell the size of it?
Nope. It says the location of any spell or magical item, and it acts like detect magic, where you learn the school of magic it belongs to. You guys wouldn't know whether or not the little eyeball had the ability to think.
That's true.
But whatever this is has the capacity to think.
Okay. Do you guys want to go check it out? Because, I mean, it's either a scout from whatever, the Phoenix's End, or it's something else.
Yeah, this feels like something we definitely shouldn't ignore.
Yep.
Can I ask, how close is all of this happening to us?
Within 30
roughly?
feet, but moving so rapidly to avoid eyesight that you guys can't determine if it's like... There's never a point where you're like, oh my god, it's right next to us.
Yeah.
But it's staying at a distance and moving out of the line of sight of someone who could possibly see it whenever it has to.
Mm.
I'm gonna look roughly around, and then I'm gonna be like,
I can try and like flush it out. I could make like a wind wall or something and try and push it away around us or something.
I say do it. I mean, if it's with the Phoenix, they already know we're here. If it isn't, someone's going to hear us dealing with this thing.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I have fairy fire, but I need to know where it's at. And it feels too fast.
Maybe have it ready so when she pushes it, that'll probably get you a chance.
Yeah, I'll ready fairy fire.
Okay.
Kelo, real quick before anything is done, can you make an Arcana check for me? Because you did recognize magic, so I do. Also, I lied about it being illusion magic. It's transmutation magic. Whatever's happening. But I need an Arcana check just to determine whether or not you can define a 19.
damn.
The more you focus your magical awareness, and you're thinking about transmutation magic, and you're thinking about the location you guys are in, and you're utilizing this energy that's been bestowed upon you by the source in which it was bestowed upon you, and how ancient it is, and the knowledge it possesses. You realize whatever this is blinking in and out of this plane.
Oh.
I don't know how to RP that, so I'm just going to say that I repeat all of that.
He repeats the
It's
fact that
too
like it's
cold.
blinking in and out of this plane. Whatever it is not, it's not like invisible. It's literally like coming into this plane and then blinking out into another plane and then coming back somewhere else so that it
Could
can't
I-
stay within eyesight.
Could I try to recall anything on this? If it's a beast or monstrosity or?
I
fiend or
can tell you right
undead?
now, it's none of those things, but you can attempt to non-advantage make an Arcana check of your own to try to determine
Okay.
what could do this, but you're not sensing with your ability
Yeah.
to sense Fey Fiends and Undead naturally.
Yeah.
You don't sense it's any of those. And then for beasts and monstrosities, I mean, I guess a
It
beast
could be
could do.
anything.
I mean, it could be a beast, could be a
Yeah.
person, could be a monstrosity, but
Yeah.
I'll give you a flat Arcana check.
All right. Booyah.
A 25.
25.
Ooh.
Were you who? I gotta ask you this in DMs before I spoil it for everyone.
Okay. All right.
You can just answer out loud, yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. It was you, Drell, Valxis, Ben.
Yep.
Okay, it was you four.
No. I don't think. Maybe Drell wasn't there. I can't really remember.
Drell
I
was
just
there.
remember
You
it
guys just told
was-
him he wasn't allowed to ask anything. Because then Ben
right.
went.
He was
Ben
like the
went.
muscle. He stood
yes.
all
Yeah.
crazy.
He
in the
stood all.
corner.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yes, there was
The
a
only
psychological.
time you could
Yes.
like you assume
Yes,
this
yes.
is the utilization of magic, and the only time you've heard of anyone like who would, the only person you can think of who could actively do this kind of thing would be the way that the Phoenix's father talked about his role as a Horizon Walker.
Okay.
This is a
This is a
person using
somewhat-
magic. This is not like you don't know a beast that can quickly step in and out of planes or a monstrosity that can quickly step in and out of planes. You're aware that there's no sense around you of a Fey Fiend or Undead, but whatever this is, after Kelo says whatever this is blinking in and out of this plane, you're like, that's a fucking person. That's some
Yeah.
that's the kind of shit that
Okay.
Phoenix's father could say he could do. Step in and out of the planes.
I think this is someone very fucking important. I don't know what the fuck could crack off, but let's just be ready. But this is definitely a person. I don't think it's the Phoenix's father. It could be, but I do think it could be of the same group that he's a part of. Which would make sense because this gate has been pretty much unmanned since he's been gone. Right? So this could be someone filling in.
Show yourself.
I will.
Okay, yeah.
have-
Show yourself.
I'll have-
Show yourself.
Come
Yeah,
on,
finger
your
guns.
hands up. I will
This is the
have
police.
I'll have my dagger, like, I'll have my key transformed into a dagger, just prepared.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my hand on my hilt.
Before Jin, I don't know who you are, but I think we might be on the same side. I think there's a bit of room to talk, and he'll look down at Sticky as he says talk.
Sticky, how you doing with your well, Sticky's busy talking. I'll wait a second. Are you good?
Sorry, my brother came in to say
Yeah,
hi to
you're
me.
good. How are you doing with your existential crisis?
I think now I'm probably a bit more focused on the fact that there's shit going on around me, so I'm kind of snapped out of my revere a little bit. And everybody seems to be on high alert, at least to some degree. So I'm kind of like, oh.
Buckle down.
I would say that I'm 80-20.
Okay.
I think 80-20 is a good way to put it. 80% aware, 20% still like, oh, fuck.
That's pretty funny.
So who's calling out?
It's AJ. Oh, I was having Jin yell out that we might be on the same side and we could talk.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh man.
Wait, you're
It's like a
inspired.
holder.
You're inspired.
Okay. I don't know why it rolled at advantage.
Hmm?
What do I roll for my inspiration?
D6.
Okay. $12.
Doesn't seem to be a welcoming response from this person. They just don't acknowledge. You saying we may be on the
Please?
same side has not convinced them.
Please? Can we talk?
Can I stand up and be like,
Listen, you've caught me at a weird time. But
The answering machine.
but if you want to talk, I mean, we can. I don't think that there's no reason why we shouldn't. So you should just show yourself, because that would be better for all of us, I think.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. She has a -2, I believe, to her
I do.
persuasion. You guys are
This
having
is
your
kind of
non-charismatic characters try to
No,
call out
I
this.
I can't say anything.
You can say something. Why can't you? Just go for it.
Well, because you guys are talking. I don't want to.
Natural
Oh,
20.
thank God. Oh, thank God.
Real quick, give me what did you say one more time?
I
You rolled a
She rolled a
one?
nat 1, nat 20.
I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20.
It's funny because the nat one doesn't even look like it's not even showing as
fucking
red initially because
hell.
it's so
Because it's negative.
negative.
It's in the negatives.
Holy moly.
I basically was
Okay.
like, look, I was really distracted and I was going through some things, so like it's not. But if you really do want to talk, I think it's for the best for all of us if you just step out and let us see you. So I think it's just that's probably going to be the best option for all of us. Okay, so can you do that, please?
Are you still gooped?
No,
Back to sticky
I'm no longer.
form? Are you still looking
I'm-
like a plasmoid though?
I'm still looking like a plasmoid, but
Huh.
I am sticky shaped.
Okay. You finish your sentence, and there's a beat of pause. And everyone trying to keep an eye out for whoever this is, their heads turn, and they keep catching, like, slight glimpses. And then, as if the voice is right next to your right ear, you hear, I wouldn't be yelling so loudly in woods like these. And you turn, and you see a face, and then poof, disappears again. And the rest of you, like, turn to look at Sticky as she reacts, and you see a figure blink out of existence. Like, they disappear. Now, I'll give everyone a perception check at disadvantage to see what you could have seen in that amount of time.
Okay.
Dude.
Fuck me. Oh my god, dude. What? Dude, I just got fucked rough. God damn it.
Me too. Me too.
Damn it.
got fucked rough.
Sticky, yours can be a flat roll because it was right next to your face.
Okay, that's fair. That was a perception, right?
Yes.
Yo, Kelo. And Mary.
Oh, I didn't see shit.
Okay. Ben, you are the only one to catch a glimpse of this fast enough. And it's because your detect thoughts is still up. And the time it took her to let out this one sentence gave you enough focus to be like, she's there. You focus in for a second, you turn your head, and what you see from where you're standing is a dark, almost sanguine red colored tiefling woman. She has long black horns that go behind her head and then curl up like ram's horns, but don't pass her ears. They are adorned with like gold bracelets all the way down. You don't get to see her face because it is very close to Sticky's, and she kind of has like the side of her body towards you. But you see that she is, she's got two, her hair is almost like a take navy blue and make it so dark that you can only tell like it's blue/purple if it hits the right light. It almost looks black otherwise. And it is double braided back into one braid that goes down her back. The horns themselves are a almost glossy obsidian texture.
Whoa. Wait.
And the way that
She's
she's
hot.
like positioned behind Sticky looks almost like it seems almost bird-like in the way that she's like crouched for a second and speaking over Sticky's shoulder before she disappears again. The only other detail you notice is that she is wearing like dark, heavily like strap layered leather armor and has dual rapiers by her sides. And that's what you can gather in the quick flash. You don't see her face, you don't see the you know, color of her eyes or anything like that, but that's what you see. I'm very confused what B thinks is happening, that she's so shocked.
I don't know. I'm just genuinely shocked in
Oh,
general that
okay.
this lady was all up on my business.
And she did have, I want to add additionally, she did seem to have what almost seemed like a felt textured cloak that went down to the base of her body.
2 seconds.
What's up?
We have 1 sapphire, 1 ruby, and 1 emerald.
Fucking knew. I knew he had gems, dude.
You
What
were
happened to all
right.
the
You were
what happened to the diamonds? Did you already?
I think he gave them to
I have
Mary.
them.
Okay.
Or
Or-
somebody, yeah.
I
I
have
have
them.
one.
But we do
Because
have
I
a
have
ruby.
3.
Anyways,
Sorry.
Ben, you're the only one who catches a glimpse of her before she disappears.
I'm gonna, after she like is there, I'm gonna go like that. I'm kind of like swat. In
You
that
swat
direction.
and there's nothing there, and you almost feel like your hand starts to vibrate as it goes to the space she just teleported from, and then the air sort of fizzles out, almost like
Okay,
there was like a little leftover essence from where she teleported.
I'm gonna say, okay, there is no need to be like so snarky about me being so loud. Whoever you are. Now I'm gonna whisper aggressively into whatever the fuck you. I don't even know who you are, but I'm gonna start whispering aggressively, and you could just say hello instead of scaring the goddamn snot out of me.
Don't let her know that
On
you're
your
scared.
left
Don't let her
side,
know that
Sticky,
you're
right
scared.
after you finish that sentence, for a fraction of a moment. Hello. Poof, gone.
I'm gonna.
Sticky, all
Dude.
you got, keeping your 10 perception, because that was so close to you and you were like whispering and like kind of looking around, you just saw cold, piercing, gold colored, what seemed almost like bird-like eyes.
I'm gonna do wherever she just was. That fucking. That fucking vine or whatever, where it's like.
Oh! I killed you there.
Yeah, fire. Okay. Okay, W
Cat-like
taste.
reflexes.
W taste. Young person mind. Official Zoomer. Bad.
Zoomer. Honorary Zoomer
Blind
for real.
No,
I'm here.
Millennials and upper Gen Zs know what Vine is. I work with a bunch of
Do you
Gen
really?
Zs. They do not know what Vine is.
I
Oh,
didn't
no.
have Vine downloaded
Okay,
on my
confirmed
phone a
millennial.
single day.
Oh, sorry.
That's so sad. I fucking loved Vine.
Anyway,
But anyway, do that, and then I'm gonna kind of stand there, like hold the position for a second. I'm gonna be like,
Hello.
Be tough. Be tough,
Um,
Sticky.
Be tough.
Be
Okay,
tough.
sorry. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You're doing great. You look really, really scary.
As you plasmoid shapeshift, you just like add muscles with goop.
It's like
Vouch is just
SpongeBob
like-
arms.
just fucking
like-
face palms.
almost like a, like the popping
go.
sound as I like give myself like fake muscles, like.
That's right. If you're scared, pretend to be
like,
brave.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm really big and scary.
Holy shit, you're massive.
Also, yeah, I'm big as
Yeah.
fuck.
You better be
and
careful. She's the
You
tank.
better watch out. You better
You better watch out.
Stop going for the
Yeah.
throat, you
Now tell her now.
psycho.
Enough of all the smoke and mirrors.
Stop going for my throat, you psycho.
Come on, Sticky. Tell her. No more smoke and mirrors. Let's see this.
Oh, yeah, no more mirrors and smokes. Don't do that anymore. You better cut it out. I don't even know where the smoke and the mirrors come from, or I haven't seen it, so I don't really know what he's talking about. But don't do that.
Stop
Okay?
going for my throat.
I just want to have a conversation, possibly, and you're making it very difficult. And now I feel ridiculous because I've given myself fake muscles.
They're real.
No, they're not
Shots.
fake. They're real. They're so real.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry, they're real.
This time,
And-
Incredibly real.
she stays for a second, like a good few seconds longer, so the rest of you can kind of catch a visual real quick. But she appears behind you, Sticky, and is like going to like squeeze your muscles, and it's just goop. And she goes, "Not very impressive." You like pull away, and she teleports away.
I do that. And
You
I've been
because you
holding
felt
muscle.
it, and you like looked real quick before you pulled your arm away. She has these like finely manicured to a point black nails, like
Okay, Queen. Fuck.
multiple of her fingers adorned with rings.
So cunty.
I know. So slay, so cunt.
So
Oh my
good.
God.
So cunty. When she does that, I'm gonna have been like standing like this, and then when she squeezes my muscles, I'm gonna go. "Ah!" And that.
And you just hear as she teleports away, almost like it like echoes before it disappears. Just a.
Why am I always getting picked on? Why is it always me? Why do I always get picked on?
You just hear like almost an echo, as if like she's talking between the planes somehow. You're the one who called out to me. You're only getting
Yeah,
picked
but
on
there-
because you made yourself such a target.
Number one
Do
crime.
we hear that, or just she?
Oh,
hear
everyone
that?
hears it as it like slowly echoes and then fades away.
I go. She has kind of a point. You did shout out into the forest.
Yeah, but I was hoping that maybe we could just have a conversation instead of her squeezing me and my muscles and making fun of me.
Appears between
scaring
you and
me.
Voxus. Is this not a conversation? Disappears.
No!
This is a really cool trick.
No,
I'm
this is a
entertained.
conversation.
As a showman, this is pretty cool.
I'm gonna point at Valxis and be like, "Yeah, do something to him, because he seems to enjoy it."
She teleports in behind Valxis. And Valxis,
Oh, shit.
you only like hear faintly feet hit the ground, and you know she's behind you, and you just feel her fingers caress the sapphire horns off the top of your head. Now these are not normal Winterlight brand, are they? And then poof, gone.
Wait. Wait, be nice.
Exclusive to the one and only. Wow.
you like it.
Like no, not
There's
even
like-
like
there's, like,
she's
not
just
a-
like all right.
There, you just like the same way she heard like an echoing sentence as she faded away the last time. This time when she teleports away, you just hear a deep as she fades.
Yeah,
Yes.
And she finally, with enough of the teleporting around and kind of getting the vibe of at least a few of you, suddenly poof, in a tree 10 feet away, pretty thick branch, she's just like perched on top, knees bent, her head in her hand like her head on her hands like this. I'm surprised they haven't caught you yet.
well, me too. And also, hello. And also, what is your name?
That's a lot of questions, Sticky.
It's only 2 questions. I'm sorry if that's a lot for you, Mr. Winterlight.
Ow.
Dude.
Oh,
Smoke.
Ow.
low and
It's just mockery.
low
Ow.
and
She goes,
2 points damage.
I'm glad that you're also aware of how reckless you're being. I'm not going to tell you my name
Oh,
because that is privileged information I don't believe the rest of you have earned.
Well,
Can
then
I
you
guess
say the
it?
rest of you. So there's like one of us that has, or like,
Yeah, sort of
Can-
you plus
can I
the
guess it?
rest. Go for it.
oh,
Sandra.
No.
Monica.
No. She's like responding with disgust at these name ideas.
Fuck. What's the other one? What's little
Other one. Are you
Sandra
reciting
in the
something?
sun? A little bit Monica. All night long.
Pamela?
Pamela.
You know, I didn't think this was going to be worth my time, and I
Right.
realized I am very correct.
well, I go. Excuse me. But first of all, I mean, we're not being that reckless, okay? Actually, we're trying to actively avoid being reckless right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you do think that we are being reckless, then what exactly do you suggest that we do differently?
I don't know, maybe
Ma'am,
not
you won't
scream
tell
to the
us your name?
trees during broad daylight in the middle of a dead forest.
I only did that because you was being a little sneaker. And
So you did it because you couldn't keep tabs on who's watching you?
Well, no, when you go all over the place.
That's my job.
What do you mean that's your job?
I mean that's my job.
Your job is to go around around people all day?
If that's the way you need to rationalize it, yes.
Who pays you? Who's your employer? Who's your
Who sent you?
Who's your manager?
Here's the thing. You're all encroaching on my territory, not the other way around. And therefore, that's not information that I have to willingly give up to trespassers.
Right, but if it's your
I'm
territory,
having a
how
hard
can
enough
you not-
time dealing with an entire cult of religious zealots.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
going to
Totally.
say. If it's your territory, how come
Okay,
the zealots?
so
are-
then we're on the same side.
I'm sorry, do you
Yeah.
think she, eyes wide, golden daggers at Jin? I'm sorry, do you think one individual can take on an entire cult by themselves? Because if that was the case, why do you have so many of you here?
No, I agree. I'm just saying,
For fun.
I know whose territory it is before this.
You know
I'm trying to
whose
figure out-
territory it was before this.
Yes.
Well, I
Whose?
don't.
Well, not
I'm
I wouldn't
gonna-
say territory, but maybe someone's ward.
Where is he?
Safe. Alive.
Eyes on you? I mean, persuasion
who?
check, because you're not lying.
Yeah.
Jin will tap Sticky. I'll tell you later. Just hang tight.
I'm pretty sure Sticky knows she was there. She wasn't in the room with him, but I'm sure you guys talked about it. She was back at the
I
tower.
know. I think Sticky's just unsure who was being spoken about.
She
Yes, that's why
narrows
Jin is
her
saying, "I'll help
eyes
you
and
out
like
later."
cocks her head to the side and like shifts down the branch a bit. Captured by you or by them?
Not
I'm just
by me specifically.
Your
but
family
My family, yes.
in being held?
Yes.
Oh, they've made my life so hard. And she just starts rubbing her temples.
Well, when he is, the father of the person,
Yes, Valxis,
the
but we don't
terrorist.
agree with it.
I also don't agree with it.
The
but I
plane
can't
was
really...
protected until he was taken.
Exactly.
I don't presume to think you all understand, nor do I think your family understands. They were probably doing what was for the greater good of your empire.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate politics.
Me too.
Does Sticky know what politics are?
Nope.
Okay.
Not a fucking clue.
Okay.
Me too, sometimes.
She just thinks it sounds like a cool thing to
Now that
hate.
you guys are looking at her in the broad daylight from the front, the straps of leather that make up this like sort of cuirass have like daggers just sticking out of individual straps down her bodice, and then the two rapiers on the side, the cloak that is almost felt textured.
I point at the straps,
Mm-hmm.
the leather straps.
Which kind of just looks like pointing at her because she's like 15 feet away up in a tree.
Yeah, and I'll say, that's like belt loops, but they're really fancy belt loops.
Oh yeah, those look really nice.
I thought you'd be having more important conversations out here, but I did catch you all talking about belt loops.
I don't know what's going on, lady. I'm just figuring things out one goddamn shoe at a time.
Okay, yeah, seeing that we're sharing information and
She like looks you up and down.
We all put our bras on one boob at a time.
You don't wear shoes.
Well, I do sometimes.
Bless you. Bless you.
Oh, dude, thank you. That was a big one. It was like in there for a while. I was fighting it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I do put on boots sometimes, but I'm not right now. So.
Listen, our paths in the Phoenix have been intertwined for quite some while.
Yeah.
And we have constantly been moving towards trying to stop whatever force she's trying to unleash. And more we've learned what that force actually is and the damage that she has caused. And the damage that people who were unknowing the Winter Light, more specifically, have caused by intervening in this. And we don't want to intervene unknowingly. We've had talks almost every night, trying to figure out who's going to be here. And we just as much figured that maybe we'd run into someone like you here.
We don't leave gates unattended.
Right.
That's what we figured.
So are you attending the gate?
Trying to? But in the
So
amount
you
of
know
time...
There is an entire army kind of...
There's a space of time in which we were not aware that the previous protector of this gate had been taken, and we didn't have the means to get someone here immediately as he was forced to abandon his post, so they were able to make headway in that amount of time.
Didn't we?
But where is the gate?
Didn't we fucking say that? Didn't we? I turned to Ben. I go, didn't we fucking say that?
This is what we presumed.
Though you guys did kind of go aggressively at her father, saying it was like his fault and that he was like letting them in. Was what your assumption was? I mean, we don't know how much that's. I mean, that's still unknown.
Yeah, we had to do an interrogation. All right, we had to make him.
Give me 2 seconds. Artemis needs to go outside.
Cool. I have to pee.
So she knows where the gate is.
Yep.
Right, but it looks like she also might need help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just one of hers. She can't really claim it as her territory right now.
Yeah, and she was playing with us and toying. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
she was toying.
If she wanted to, we would have already been killed.
Does this person not look like someone we could expect would be the Phoenix?
She kind of looks like my dad.
Well, family affair?
Kinda.
I have never seen someone have such nice
Horns?
jewelry.
Oh.
Yeah. And horns too.
Until she comes back inside.
So you know where the gate is?
I do.
That's good for us to know.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it depends on what our mission is, which we still have a rough idea of.
I think a lot of it lines up. I mean, we both have problems with the Phoenix, so...
As they're talking, she stands up on the branch, takes 2, like, almost dancer-like tiptoe steps forward as if she was walking on a balance beam, and then does a little hop, poof, disappears, and then lands on a branch of another tree, reappearing and perching again.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our stuff lines up if you're having problems with the Phoenix, and we're intertwined with the Phoenix trying to complete our
But am I
objective.
having problems with the Phoenix if the Phoenix is not the one that took away the previous protector of this gate? Again, I hate politics, But it seems like one side's mistake is now the other side's benefit, and I don't think they're the ones who took him away. As you've very clearly guaranteed for me is not true.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also taking up the space of him being gone and using.
Okay,
portal.
and I'm working
I would
on it.
say, I would say our goals. I would say our goals are parallel to each other.
Yeah.
So what do you want from me?
You
called me out. I was glad to just be
Well,
entering and exiting this plane and keeping tabs on you as you traveled through this woods, but you all had to be so gosh damn perceptive. So tell me.
Good job.
our ultimate goal is to take down the
Careful.
Phoenix.
Fair.
And it seems like you want to secure the gate. And I
Secure
think
all
those
gates.
goals are aligned. I think in order to take down the Phoenix, we'll have to also secure the gate. So, is there a way that we can help you on that journey?
Which Phoenix?
The big and the little one.
Yeah.
But
So the
possibly
daughter
little
and the
one.
pretender.
Yeah.
Pretender.
Pretender, false
The false-
deity,
false
whatever
god,
you
yeah.
want to call her. Well,
Okay, sorry.
she can only be a pretender for so long. They've garnered such
Right,
a...
until she ascends.
Following.
We heard, again, we don't partake in politics, but we heard someone was fighting in her name in one of the city-states of the kingdom, and their prowess sort of began a widespread love and adoration of this Lady Orvisa.
Yeah, politics fucking sucks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm apolitical.
Right.
Right. So, honestly,
Oh, she has
We
to come
wanna
back in
take
1
out-
second. Time out.
No, you're good. I think I need a screenshot of that face. The right face? That is a right face. Right.
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 Come on. No, okay.
No.
She started, and then she was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nova ran away, so I gotta go get her. Oh, you wanna come back? Come here. All the way up.
Oh.
doggo, pupper, big pupper.
I'm listening.
So goal number 1, get rid of them in their little stronghold in the volcano. Goal after
Nope,
that, number
secure the
2,
gate.
secure the gate. Number 3,
Securing the gate is my problem, not yours. So, if you want to get rid of them, I'll secure the gate. You leave the gate alone.
okay. Well, number 3 is
Well, we need to go through.
we need to go in because we
Yeah.
have there's someone in there we need to save if they're not in this mountain.
You know, Fire Genasi come through here?
She takes a moment of pause. Yes. So much bravado on that one.
I know.
Ew.
Yeah.
So what are
Yeah,
you
we have
supposed
to
to be,
save
her
her.
knight in shining armor? Looking at
Uh,
Jin.
Of some sort. And I guess, I don't know. I'm just
Special
going
enough
in.
to you that you're willing to take down an entire religion to save her? Save
Yeah,
her
especially-
if she needs to be saved,
Especially if
that
the
is.
religion is deemed, you know.
You've done it
what-
before.
Taking down entire religions for someone you love.
Not someone we love.
I'm starting to love Sticky.
Which
I-
one is
what?
sticky? Oh,
Oh, that's
loud
me.
one.
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Vicky.
Hey, man, I'm starting to love you too.
All right.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of this lines up because we need to go into the portal. So securing is important to us too because we got to get out.
Are you here on Winterlight business officially?
Let's just do the job.
The question is pertinent. Just
Yes.
nod. Okay. She's like,
Yes.
and you're telling me there were no other means for you to use interplanar travel without coming specifically to the gate they'd kidnapped someone from?
Sure there were, but we
Are
want
you
to
saying
follow the
interplanar
lead.
travel like to get into the plane of fire, or
In,
like, to
out,
arrive
there's
here?
scrolls, there's spells. You're telling me there's no caster strong enough within the
No, there-
entirety of the Winterlight Empire that could have, I don't know, made your travel strictly inside the plane rather than across the mortal plane first?
Well, we don't know where they are inside of the plane of fire.
Well, how did you know that this was here?
Well, we know where they operate out of, but we don't know.
Well, they
Like-
operate out of that. And she points, and she's pointing directly at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Right.
It's quite
I
drab
turn-
in there, let me tell you.
You've been in.
Of course.
Makes sense.
She can walk through the plains.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she could go anywhere she wants.
I watched you all struggle last night.
God damn it.
I don't want to talk about
Course.
it.
To be fair, I didn't even try the riddle, so...
It's Ruby's, by the
I
way.
thought about just making a fucking hole in the wall.
And what were you going to do when all of you stormed in?
Fucking kill him.
I'm a little disturbed at how willingly we're all ready to just kill people, guys.
I don't know, darling, if they're willing to take a protector of the plains just on a whim and keep him held hostage in their little castle, then I presume they're willing to do anything. See, the organization I come from has rules and regulations on these sorts of things. I'm not allowed to just go killing willy-nilly. I'm
Wait.
assuming because you are a gifted Winterlight child that there are no repercussions for your actions.
Oh, there are.
There were some repercussions for my actions, yeah.
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of.
Let's not dig into past here. We're here to get down to work. We don't want to know each other's names unless you want to start sharing names because we're talking business now.
Why do you
Well,
need
she
to know
knows
my
my
name?
name.
Yeah, you did refer to her as Sticky, and I know that's a
Yeah.
Winterlight.
Yep.
And I'm almost positive the sort of pale-looking one that looks like he hasn't slept in a while is the benevolent one. Wanders this
I love
plane,
to
hasn't
watch you
wandered
guys, by the
another.
way. I didn't say anything with the Winterlights, I don't think.
But he's never wandered another plane?
I don't know, have you?
Well, maybe the astral plane, but I'm not sure about that one.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Can we stick to the mission at hand?
I don't have a mission. Again, you called me out. I was just watching.
So what was
Yeah,
your
that was my
what
day.
was your plan to do with the cold? Nothing? Sit and watch?
I can't
Read
take
more?
out an entire cult by myself as long as the gate
Right.
is not. I mean, even with the previous protector of the gate, people came and went. Your little Genasi lady did so under his watchful eye, with no
She
issue.
left?
If that is her name, sure. I
Wait,
mean,
what?
She left.
She traveled through the gate to the elemental plane of fire while the previous protector of this gate was present and aware and watching.
And she came back through?
Yes.
No,
and
this
then
is-
she went back.
She
and then
went
went
in
back
a second time.
Oh.
The first time she went in and came out, granted a little worse for wear when she came out based on his report, she did so without hindrance from him. We don't block people from traveling between the planes. That's not the objective.
What is the objective?
Well, to make sure that nothing that is going to tear gates or threads between the planes even wider doesn't occur, right? For example, we caught wind being a funny term here, that someone had tore open a gate to the elemental plane of air somewhere in the west, the northwestern part of the Empire, and they dispatched one of our Horizon Walkers to make sure that that is a maintained veil between the planes, and that something wasn't going to catastrophically destroy the mortal plane as it stands through a new tear.
Do you think that this current cult is going to do that with this one?
I don't know yet. They haven't shown signs of doing anything of the like besides just going in and out.
I mean, they just want to free
But
the
there's-
Phoenix a bit.
Well,
it's
all
not
of the
out of the realm of
information we would have had on
possibility.
this gate is currently with a man who's being held hostage by the Winterlight Empire. So I'm gathering everything from scratch. Sorry I'm not as well informed.
No, that's
It's
fair.
okay.
Fair.
Why, you think they're going to do something that's going to devastate the gate?
Yeah,
They
just
want
free the fucking
I
Phoenix.
they want to free the false god, the Phoenix.
Or Visa?
Yes.
I mean, a daughter saving her mother. What a tragic story. Do you think she can pull it off?
I don't know.
It's got the funds, the resources.
The power.
But is that
Maybe
why
she
you're
can stop running.
truly here, or are you truly here for the girl? Because it seems pretty clear that at least he, and points to Jin, is only here to make sure the girl is safe. What do you plan to do once you're in there? Do you all think you can take on a phoenix? A cult? If you can call them that. They're more like a religious sect. A lot of them don't even realize what they're doing, from what I understand. They just kind of follow the priestess, as most devout do, without knowing the true intentions of the corruption behind it. But even then, are you going to take on an army of clerics or individuals ready to die for a goddess? Are you ready to take on that goddess? I mean, granted, she's currently in chains, but
I feel like,
this music's a little too intense.
yeah. I feel like we don't really have much of a choice.
Do you? Who made you world savers? And who's to say there aren't others?
There may very well be others, but we're here.
Yeah. And I mean,
But
we've-
you're
we've
here for
fucked
the
with
girl.
Phoenix. That's on top of it, yes, but we've been dealing with the Phoenix from a lot longer. I feel like you kind of are just picking us apart because you think you know everything.
She takes a step forward and falls off the branch, and as she goes to like what would be like a touchdown on the ground, she disappears and then lands in front of you, Jin. Hypothetical situation.
Okay.
You get into the elemental plane of fire, you're confronting the Phoenix, and the decision is made: kill the Phoenix, but the girl dies, or let the Phoenix go, and you and the girl live. What would you choose in that moment?
It'll be tough, but I mean, we gotta stop the Phoenix.
So you'd let her
Phoenix
die?
showed up before. I mean, we're putting.
I
in,
don't
like,
think
a
it'll come to
situation,
that.
One life for the many is kind of tough. I
You
mean,
don't
what
get to
about you?
think about what it'll come to. You don't know. It could come to anything. It could come to all of you dying and she lives. It could come to the Phoenix dying and taking all of you out with her. It could come to the Phoenix dying and only her dying. It could come to a lot of things. Endless possibilities.
Yeah.
But are you willing to accept a world in which the Phoenix survives so that you and this woman can? Or would you be willing to risk her life to save the greater good?
Yeah, I'd be willing to risk her life. I mean, she's willing to risk her own life to stop it on her own. We all go in
Persuasion
with
or
our own
deception
sick
check?
deals. That's persuasion.
Okay, roll persuasion. You're trying to convince this woman that you're ready to sacrifice Sheila for the sake of ending the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And does Jin truly believe that?
yes, there's definitely been some thoughts with the character that I don't want to spoil it yet. But I'm waiting to see if it comes out.
She slowly raises a hand to the side of your face, but doesn't touch you. Do you, like, pull away in any capacity?
No, he doesn't flinch.
She puts her hand to your face and raises your chin so that your neck is exposed.
Oh, the Viper.
It's a mix of the Viper and
It
then
always comes
also
back to the
and
Viper.
then also your
blood.
veins
Yeah.
bulge a color when you're under the effects of one of your mutations.
Oh, yeah.
So like there's a visual effect based on having one of the mutagens in you. And she goes, cute. So what do you want me to do?
Well,
Let's work together.
the previous Watcher, he told us that about the spell that he used to bind the false god.
Yes, a spell that's waning the longer he
about-
stays in your capture. Well, your quote-unquote capture.
Royal Yor.
Right. You didn't tell us specific details. And is that just the case? Does he just need to be released and it'll be bolstered again? Or
No, he needs to reapply it. And I presume at this point, due to the fact that she's been empowered by zealous worship, probably something stronger.
The only tough part with releasing him to redo all of this is that, sorry, my memory's just been foggy from traveling, but a lot of the conversation we had with him was that, like, this Phoenix is kind of like the Phoenix, or Visa, has kind of like put it out into the world of existence that, like, these things would happen to free her, like, kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it felt when I was
Mortal
hearing it
magic
explained.
can only bind a deity for an extremely short amount of time. And if she's trying to seek ascension to the point in which she
Yeah.
can break the ceiling that has been placed upon her, then yes, she'd be free to do. She wouldn't just be a phoenix anymore. A phoenix is a creature. It can be taken out. It is a being, ascension, deification. It's an entire another beast. She can bestow power upon those who worship her while also gaining power herself from their worship. She's basically talked herself into being a god. Goddess.
Yeah. Yes, that's kind of how it felt. That everything she kind of spoke had happened into existence. She kind of wills everything to happen for her.
Well, is she willing everything to happen for her, or is she using her daughter to do it? And a bunch
I
of
mean-
random people in a city-state in the kingdom.
But how can we not argue that she didn't will a daughter to come free her by falling in love with that man or making that man fall in love with her?
I don't presume to know their love life.
I don't either. But
That would
I
be a
mean,
question you
if-
need to ask him.
But I'm just saying, if you were a god who wanted to get out and you're crafty enough, you wouldn't do that. I
She
mean,
wasn't a
hell,
god
animals
yet.
would bite-
How do you will something into existence if you don't have the ability to do so? Do you have the ability to will yourself into being a god? If it were that simple, you would have done it.
Guess so. I don't know. I mean, she clearly has some kind of plan to get herself out, or her
Well,
daughter has something.
The plan is working, is it not? She has an entire religion based around her. I'm sure you could attempt the same thing. Many of the gods, as people know them and worship them, were just mortal beings that ascended, that found the sort of worship, whether by accident or intentional, to reach a godhood, a deification, an evolution in their mortality. I don't think they willed it into existence. Granted, she's taking a more planned out route, but she didn't will it. She's using the things at her disposal. She has a daughter. That daughter's doing things, spreading things. Other people are spreading things, and once you knock down one peg, the rest seem to fall. Granted, we haven't seen an ascension in a very long time.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
maybe the path to go would be to try and find a way to exonerate her father from the winter.
The walkers do believe he does have conflict of interest.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because despite the fact that I personally trust him, and I do believe he would hold his station over the will of his daughter and his former lover, not everyone believes that. And therefore there wouldn't be a trust that he would do the right thing in the end. If he could even do it now anyways. The binding magic that he used was prior to all of this goddess nonsense. But they have leagues of people who worship the ground her daughter walks on as a priestess. They've created this imagery of this elegant, almost made of light, long, flame-haired woman as this visage of what the Phoenix is pretending to be. And what she'll probably evolve into should she ascend proper.
Okay. No, I need to all this thought over.
No, take all the time you need. You all called me out. I could just be on my way to continue what I'm doing. Anything else?
I mean, one of our goals is to get inside that portal, see what's going on in it too.
I mean, feel free. I don't think you guys are going to harm the veil between the elemental plane of fire and the mortal plane, so by all means. I'm not going to stop you.
But it's not secured though, right?
It depends on what you mean by secured. Is it unstable? No. But are
I
there
mean, like,
people
secured in the
freely
sense of-
traveling between it? Yes.
What should we expect on the other side? If we go.
What should you expect of the elemental plane of fire?
I mean, other than the fact that it's hot and then there's shit that's trying to burn us.
Possibilities of all sorts of creatures that exist solely on the elemental plane of fire. Did you all not study up on what the possibilities of dangers in the elemental plane of fire were before you came all the way out here?
No,
I mean,
we
I-
did.
Fire
Yep.
elementals.
Yep.
There's the fire tornadoes. There's
Yep.
the heat there's sort of like heat sandstorms. Like imagine a sandstorm except for the sand is blisteringly hot. There's the heat lightning. There's imps. There's a lot of demonic entities who've escaped either from the abyss or from the hells, both devils and demons, that have sought another place similar to their homelands. There are dragons occasionally, wyverns occasionally, more of the red kind, sometimes of the bronze. There are serpents and there's entire novels of all the creatures that exist in all the planes.
I mostly meant when we cross into when we go to the portal, does it drop us off in the same place? Like if we were to go in and then you go in, it's the same place.
It is a
on the
proper
other side?
gateway, yes.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
like, oh, okay.
And from what I understand, the Phoenix or Visa isn't too far off from where the gate is on that side.
Okay.
There's a structure he built to her, sort of like a shrine, to keep her in, so she'd be at least semi-comfortable.
So you've been inside their base of operation. They just work out
That
of it.
one?
What else goes on in there? Yeah.
It's where the priestess sits. It's where most of our army rests, where they train, where they store all their weaponry, their armory, where they dine, where they plan. I didn't stay long. It's hard to stay hidden in a building shaped of stone.
Well as built entirely of one.
And
I
I
mean-
look towards the group, not at the walker.
Hmm?
I think we need to take out the priestess.
That's what I'm thinking. Or at least destroy this base. It becomes harder for them to operate out of.
Mhm,
one out.
mhm.
Are you all prepared to kill her daughter?
I mean, we tried to the first time we ran into her.
And how did that go?
She froze time.
There's time.
She got some crazy little.
The trinket.
Yeah.
Good to know what it does. Sort of. I don't believe time can be frozen.
You think it just expands?
As a whole, I don't believe time can be frozen. Though I do believe people can be frozen in their own time.
That's what
I
it
think
felt
it's
like.
a local
We-
effect.
I
that's what
think it
felt
was
like. We all stopped and she was
a
able to move.
targeted effect. I believe maybe your time, the time that surrounded all of you, may have stopped. But time as a whole still continued. Her time still continued. If she had the ability to freeze time, I would presume she would have been using it in much more dangerous ways by now. But she let you live.
We weren't threats back then.
Yeah.
Are you threats now?
Guess we'll
Yes.
see.
I would like to assume so.
You know, and she looks over at Valxis and then, like, takes a step towards you and then blinks out and blinks back in a lot closer. And she gives you a pat on the back. I admire your confidence. Even if it is your worst quality. You probably get insulted all the time. Looks like it hurts.
Every goddamn day. Every goddamn day.
Time
I get
doesn't take a
insulted.
break.
Yeah, but I heard you were a performer. That you lived your life getting praise everywhere you traveled. Stark difference. Do you all not enjoy his music?
It's good music.
Does he perform for you?
I've never heard him perform once.
Not anymore.
Truth be told, I didn't even know who he was when I first met him.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. And
What?
what are you?
A loudmouth, apparently.
Hmm. Are you okay, darling?
What? I'm fine. I've never been better.
Just
Can't
gonna
you
fucking insight
tell?
check that shit. Deception.
Oh my god. Yeah. Hold on. Why is it not going through?
I don't know.
Hold on. Hello? There we go.
Hello? No. Deception. So -2, not +1. She's doing an insight on you. So it's what's that? A 5 -2, so 3.
3.
Yeah.
You struggle, don't you? It's kind of
what?
entertaining.
I don't know what you mean. What am I struggling with? I feel fine. Well,
Yeah, so, you know,
Don't break eye
I still
contact
really-
now.
what do you mean? I can make eye contact with you as long as I want.
Hmm.
I don't have eyes, so I'm definitely not looking at her. But I'm gonna shape myself so that it looks like I might be looking at her.
She can tell.
Anyway, we don't know your name still.
I know.
We should probably find that out, don't you think? If we're gonna be like helping each other out and stuff.
Should we?
Yeah, sure. I feel like that seems like a reasonable thing.
What value
like
is there in a name?
Well, for one, I don't want to just yell out, "Hey, you!" Every time I need to get your attention, because
The benevolent one referred to me as the Walker, or a Walker, and I feel like since I'm the only one of those around here, that seems to work.
I don't know what that means. I walk too. I could a bit.
A Horizon Walker.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I still
Well,
don't think you know what that means.
No, I don't.
Yeah. You can
I-
stop
I-
pretending. That's the second time you've done that.
No,
Yes.
I just. Okay, yeah. But maybe it's just because.
God, I love
Yeah,
NPCing wisdom-based characters. It's my favorite.
But it's just because I'm trying to figure things out as I go, and a lot of the time things don't get explained to me, so I just have to try and figure it out.
Interesting. And oh, go for it.
Can I ask you something?
Sure. As long as it's not my name. Because I feel like the fact that you want it so bad makes me not want to give it to you.
No, that makes sense. Okay. Have you been inside the plane? Like you said, it's a statue,
I've been
a
inside
shrine.
many different planes of existence.
This one in particular that we're talking about, the one that's
The binding seal that he created, he sort of formed
Yes.
into a structure.
Okay.
Think of it like a mausoleum.
So, in the chance that Sheila goes in there, right?
Which she did.
She did, right? I'm saying in
Well,
the chance
into
she
the
goes in there, she
mausoleum.
doesn't- Yes.
Oh, I did not watch it. I just watched her go
there-
through the gate.
Is there a reason why they would keep her there rather than their base of operation?
I
Because
don't know if they
we
have
talked
her.
about-
I saw her go in. I don't know if she came back out.
Okay. I'm only just curious because you brought up, Orvisa wants to be envisioned in the person of a flamed-haired woman. And the off chance,
Do you not know
that-
the visage in which they're presenting to the rest of this world?
no. I'm starting to think when you say it like that.
Make a
they keep
deception check.
someone-
I don't know if you know you're lying, but you have absolutely seen Orvisa in the human.
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you guys were in Pie and Tie, you guys sat in a fucking circle
I know we
with
fought for her.
Umrig. You
I
sat in
don't
a circle with
remember if I went
Umrig and
into
did
that
a
circle with
group
them, though.
commune where you guys were like teleported into the sky and you were all holding hands and you were in front of this visage of this large, like this extremely large, beautiful woman with like flowing red hair that turned into flames who was like a light and wanted you to fight in her light and for her. And that's how you were convinced to fight for her.
I apologize. Then.
You have
Yeah,
seen the
sorry.
visage. You don't have to apologize to. You're not apologizing. It's just
Yeah, no.
Jin has seen it retcon. Like he's not trying
okay,
to
sorry.
lie.
I wasn't not sure if I was
Okay.
part of that. Okay.
Oh, you
I
were. It was
just
the
trying to-
whole group that was present
Yeah.
before. But Kelo, Mary, and Sticky have no idea.
I'm just trying to think. If she needs to embody a figure, then a person who would fit that shape could be Sheila, because she flamed hair. But I'm just going off of
Did not look
knowledge.
the visage she's created for herself that is being presented to many people and how she's using her power to speak to them is not akin to your Genasi friend. Because she's
Okay.
not preaching flame.
Right.
And I
I
don't.
just got stuck on the thought of just
What, turning her
if
into
you
like
would've-
an avatar?
yeah.
I mean, at
'Cause
that
I
point,
don't
she
know
would
how
just try to
gods
make her
work.
a champion. What do you know about champions of the gods?
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could only hope that you're... You know, that's a better hypothetical. What if she's turned against you? What if she went back
That's
in
not
there and
as-
joined the other
yeah.
side, and she's standing against you in the end? You gonna try to convince her to come back to your side, or are you ready to just straight up kill her? Capture, her, maybe?
Don't know. I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about.
Only thinking? You all haven't discussed it? For people who talk about needing me for a plan, and the things I can do, and trying to make plans yourselves, it seems like you haven't planned much for if you get in there. And you're so close to this portal. To this gateway. I suggest locking down what your plan is, possibly with backups, before you get there. Because it seems a bit disorganized. And I don't think a disorganized group, no matter how strong you all may be individually, are going to be able to take out someone who's intent on ascension in a domain they were born in and thrive in, trying to breach into this plane.
Yeah, you got a point. But I mean, we don't really know what's on the other side of those doors. Where things like, guys, do we know
Again, are you
where the
talking about the
portal
doors
is?
to the headquarters, or are you talking about the gateway to the elemental plane of fire?
Doors of the headquarters that
I mean, it's an
We're
office, and then
leading
there's
to
a
the gate. Where
hallway,
is
and
the
then there's
gate?
like, if you go left in the hallway, there's like a sort of like a bunk area that's just full of beds, and then there's like a couple closets,
Okay, wait a minute, hold-
and
getting the book and she's sketching this immediately. Rough map.
there's like a
Okay, keep
storage
going.
room that I think they keep some valuables, and also where they store all the rubies they use to get into the building.
Okay,
There's like a
okay, good to know.
kitchen and a mess hall. There's an armory and a training area. And
Great
then there's
to
a
know.
very large, like unbelievably large, like open, long, sort of throne room.
Mhm.
Pillars 30 to 40 feet high that
Big
only
pillars.
have one branch. There's only one branch room off that the priestess goes in that I presume is like her private quarters.
And that's on the left or the right side at the far end, under, over.
She like tries to explain it to you, but it's really hard to visualize because she kind of does just blink in and out of this plane of existence. She just knows what room she's been in.
Okay,
And you
okay,
haven't
okay.
been in the priestess.
Her private quarters?
Yeah.
I haven't had a reason. For all I know, that could be trapped. Don't want to get myself captured. I'm not reckless.
So true. They'll put a big X
Which
over
one is
what looks like priestess room in the map. Might be trapped.
And then how many people you think are inside that operating area?
At any given time, there's multiple hundred.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
assume
not
so.
including all the people who are in the elemental plane of fire right now. I'm assuming establishing some sort of secondary base camp in there. As well as all
Right.
the patrols that are out.
That's kind of a lot of people. Okay.
I mean, do you know how many people it takes to make a god? Because I don't.
No, I have no idea. I never tried.
Hmm. Most people don't.
Ideally. For the gods.
Leads to death.
the only information we're missing now is how many people or what's set up on the inside.
I
of the
mean,
plane
it
of fire.
depends on what you're planning to do and how strong you truly believe you are, because most of the people that are worshipping her are fodder.
Oh, just like common folk?
I mean, they're needed and used for their worship. Their worship is what bestows power. They're not all elite warriors. I mean, they're having people come out to the Deadwood, pick up weapons for the first time. They have a training facility inside that headquarters.
Hmm.
I mean, have you all been around here long enough? You've seen some of the patrols?
We've seen the patrols.
Do they feel
Yeah, but we
competent
haven't
enough to you as
interacted.
warriors?
I mean, they kind of have a small patrol. They kind of, I mean, they overlap a little bit, but
Yeah, we haven't really interacted with them.
I don't know what you intend to do.
how do we get in contact with you if we want to keep working further together on this? Because I'm assuming after this conversation, depending what direction we want to go,
we could split up, or, reconvene elsewhere.
I'm going to be very honest. This is going to sound brutal. And I
No, you're
don't want you to take it personally, but I kind of want you to take it personally. You have not done anything to prove to me that my help is of any value to you all as a strange group of people who've come here without a plan, mostly to save a woman.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
You don't know what I'm capable of. You don't know what my
I do, 'cause I
ability.
know you went inside. You just gave us all the information on the inside operation. We don't have info on the plane.
You know I
side.
can walk between the planes. You don't know what else I'm capable of. So how do you plan
You're
to
a great
utilize
scout.
my abilities if you don't know what they are?
You've already scouted for us on the operations side, out here. So now we just need to focus on the efforts inside the. Because what, we're gonna have a merry bunch of 8 people going and dethrone an army with a woman who can stop individual time?
I don't
Even
know.
if
It
we
sounds
don't
like
blow
that's
up
what
the-
you were planning on doing before realizing I was here.
No, our plans in there was also to get information. I don't think we were planning on running into her there yet.
Well, you just said you were willing to have this girl you're here for die for the sake of stopping the Phoenix. I mean, you're telling me if you don't get the opportunity to take her on now, you wouldn't take it?
I mean, yeah, if that happened, it happened. But I mean, we're mostly just trying to do our thing. I mean, a lot of it's changed now because we ran into you. We were just talking about what we wanted to do from here, how we wanted to get in.
She pulls out one of the daggers on her chest and just starts spinning it on her finger. It has like a ring at the base. It's almost like a kunai. And she's just spinning it. And she starts pacing left and right. And as she paces, she blinks in and out of the planes and just like appears a couple feet away, back and forth, her version of pacing. And then she clenches her hand on the dagger. And she takes her finger and she scrapes one of her nails against the blade. And you see like glowing runes start to appear where she's scraping her finger. And she walks up to Sticky and she kneels down a little bit, getting into almost like an avian-like perch. And she goes, "You're terrible at lying, so you're going to take this. And if there is something you truly believe in your heart of hearts," she looks you up and down, "if you even have a heart, that I can do to assist you, guaranteed, off the abilities you know that I have currently, then you can use this and you can summon me to your position. Okay?"
Okay.
She holds out the dagger
Okay.
for you to take.
I'll hold out my hands like palm up, both my hands palm up.
She lays it in your hand. "Now, if there's nothing else." I take that as a no. She turns and begins to walk away with a bit of a strut. And she blinks out of this plane. Now,
Immediately
Sticky,
summons her.
what languages can you speak?
Ooh, let's take a look. Common, Goblin, and Infernal.
Okay. Written in infernal runes on the dagger tip is her name. And it translates to Nymessa. Nymessa.
I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna turn to the others and be like, "Okay. Well, I know her name now, but I'll just..."
Spell it
And
again,
then I'm
Corey.
Nymessa. Nymessa.
Wait, did she tell you her name? Did we miss that?
No, I can
What was
just
she whispering to you?
read it.
Anyone else here read Infernal?
Me.
Oh,
Okay, you can see the dagger. I mean, it's still broad daylight. We're talking like 10 a.m. at this point. You like see the dagger sitting in the palm of Sticky's hand, and it says Nymessa and Infernal.
It's on the dagger.
oh, cool. Well, guys, we have a rough map,
Yeah,
but she's got a little bit of a point.
she has a point for not knowing it. Our plan
Where's
here
the
was to
gate?
come and scout and report.
Yeah, do we even know where the gate's at?
What you guys
No.
know is that there's a patrol that goes off to the other. They go like there's where the lava comes out of the side of the volcano and sort of like pools down to that river, that there's a path that you guys saw from where the door was last session, where you can go underneath and behind the falling lava that goes to the other side of the river, and there's a patrol that heads off that way, and you assume goes towards the gate.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
and then additionally, you could get information off of people. You know, there's people. You can go into the headquarters and try to find the information. You guys have a million options.
She kind of opened up a lot for us there with her information.
I really didn't think one of you guys was going to roll a perception high enough to notice her.
I know. Hey, shout out Mary, big dog.
I've been looking with my
usually
eyes.
Like if Philion's here, I got to be way more careful about it when I allow perception checks, because that man can see fucking everything, hear fucking everything, and like it's like, see, you know.
Annoying.
But I was like, dude, she's just like she's in the background watching you guys just blinking in and out of existence. Like no one's gonna fucking notice her.
Yeah.
Nope.
So we know what's kind of inside that base now. We know they just keep rubies there. That it's her army, and she has her own priestess headquarters. I guess now is more the effort to figure out what's inside the plane. Kind of gave it away, saying that it's still freely walked through. So they're not like, you know, there's not. I would assume there's not ramparts, you know, guards not letting anybody through the gate.
We'd have to go check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the dagger in my little pack. And
also, to be fair, those of you who have Ascending spell can use it as long as she's on the same plane of existence. Now that you've seen her, know her.
That's true.
Whatever.
I can also send it to her on a different plane of existence. It just has a chance of failing.
Yeah. And you can upcast so it does more words. But, huh?
Do I need to add this to my inventory?
No, it's just a dagger that she... I mean, if you want to mark it down in your notes for you, but it's not going to be like an official item. Like, there's no like specific magical item.
All right.
Corey, stop making her so hot. Sorry?
I know, she came off very cunty.
Yeah, I was about to have a scene. Hold on. Go.
My bad for being able to roleplay attractive women. I don't...
Yeah, how dare you be androgynous, you son of a bitch.
Sticky's gonna quickly kind of like side on over to Jen and then be like, I have a question.
Yeah.
You know how we're going in there and we're gonna be fighting that scary bird lady thing, and we're gonna be like going after the lady that you really, really like and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did you know? How did you know when you really, really liked her? Like, how do you know?
I think it's when I ran to her a second time.
Yeah, well, okay.
And then, like, I don't know, she didn't really, like, judge me when I talked about her with crazy shit. So.
Oh.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, sometimes you don't know. It's kind of... It's okay to just do things just to do them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that I don't have a heart, and I guess she's kind of right. But like.
No, you have a heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna look like mine or Valx's, Mary's, or Drell's, Lowe's.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah. I think if I had one, I think it would probably be like really fast right now.
Did she scare you?
Yes. But
Oh, okay. No, you're good. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But like, I don't think I've ever been like scared of somebody like her before.
But you still wanted to talk to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like Sheila, kind of. Sheila's a bit more mean to me.
I mean, she was pretty fucking mean to me.
Well, hold on. She wasn't mean to you.
She was like playing with me and stuff.
She was definitely teasing Valxis, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, she definitely was. Yeah, 1000%. Yeah.
Anyway,
That's because you haven't met anyone who's a fan, man. You guys haven't really been to a country where you actually like went and performed.
Okay, nobody likes Valxis. It's the common thread.
Fuck. Poor Valxis.
Well, it's like the towns. It's the towns in which. Well, here's the problem: is the towns in which people would like you, you stay disguised.
That is true. You do disguise a lot when we go to town.
I don't. The last time I disguised, we were in the Empire. We were in the Empire, and we were not trying to be seen. Okay, we were trying to not.
And then you guys spent a lot of time in the kingdom where you were like, you never performed your entire life because it was kind of off limits, like an unspoken rule that Winterlights didn't go into the kingdom. So you had done most of your performing in the Empire or traveling to other continents. You guys just haven't been anywhere besides the kingdom and the Empire. And in the Empire, you've only really been to the capital and then disguised in other cities.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been like you have a fandom out there. You just haven't visited anywhere that you have a fandom.
Too. You performed at a few of the bars that we went to, but
you
go
performed.
Into hiding right away.
You made bank. Got on stage. Was sweating for everyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sidle away and then go and kind of look at the knife again and then properly put it away in my pack. And then I'm gonna turn to everyone and be like, okay, well, that kind of changed stuff, right? What are we gonna do now?
Well, I mean, we're still here to scout. She just kind of saved us. She gave us the information for what's inside there. It may not be probably the most accurate, but it's something we could report back on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we need to do?
We gotta go see what's inside the plane of fire, too.
Okay. Okay.
I just didn't want to share with Walker that our real objective out here is to, go scout and report.
Her name's Nymessa.
Nymessa?
Yeah.
Okay. Nymessa.
Nymessa.
Yeah?
While you guys plan for what you guys are going to do going forward, all exhausted from having stayed up all night and probably needing to rest at some point before all of you take a point of exhaustion, Ben taking a second one, and Drell not being here currently, and you guys being able to talk it out in your group chat, what you really want to do, what the plan's going to be, what you guys want to agree on, and Hida having to leave within 5 minutes. We're going to the
I
session
thought I
now?
resolved my...
Did you? Because I thought you haven't slept. Because you guys only had one long rest, and it was the one you stayed up all night, and then you guys followed the patrol, stayed up until the morning, tried to do the puzzle.
I thought we had one more night of staying up where we were kind of in intervals of like...
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, no, you're right. You did resolve it, AJ.
Because I remember thinking...
You did. You guys took turns watching the front door to see when there'd be no time left.
Yeah, I remember.
But...
So just one level of exhaustion.
Everyone will take one soon if you don't get rest soon. But it is like
so
10
no levels of exhaustion.
Right now, none. You had one.
Everyone will have one.
Everyone will have one should you guys keep staying awake. But that's where we're going to end the session for tonight. Because he just got to get out of here. And yeah. We'll be back again whenever we can be back again. And I'm going to be honest, we got a month of Saturdays, and then it's going to get real confusing.
I'm good.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know, but Cubs is getting a new job that's going to make it so Saturdays is not really possible anymore. B got a job since she can't do Sundays. Noah's job has him gone every other weekend or some shit like that. That's what he's traveling for his work, especially now that it's like major convention season.
I could do...
We'll figure it out. We'll go through schedules when shit hits the fan. But for right now, we can get hopefully a month of Saturdays.
Let's do it.
So, that's where we're gonna wrap up the session. I'll probably keep streaming for a couple minutes, but I'm gonna leave the Discord and end the recording and stuff. But we gotta get a quick see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed D&D. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.